No, I was live already.
I'm not surprised.
If you want to ask me questions, I'll answer your questions. I ain't got no better tonight.
Well, Steve's a busy person. It's very hard to get a hold of Steve because he does this, that, and the other. It's very hard to get him.
Thank you.
I've been ill, haven't I? I've been ill through a lot of stress and depression and all the drama shit that's been going on out there.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for coming on. That's most appreciated. Really.
Thanks for inviting me.
Tell me what. Nice surprise, pleasant surprise. Do you coming on? That pleasant surprise. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was Kieran to a test run.
I thought, hang on a minute. Who's bloody sending me messages now? My Facebook has not stopped bloody blinking, like pinging me on my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to close Facebook down right now. So I'm interrupted.
You're on demand 24/7. People contact. Yeah. Sorry, what notable places have you investigated as a paranormal investigator? Sorry.
Are we live now, or are we still not live?
No, sorry, we are live now. We are live now. Sorry.
What you want? You want? Are we live now, or? Oh, right.
Yep.
Right, okay. Where I've actually caught real compelling evidence.
Yeah, well, what's the most favourite place, outstanding place of investigating? What a great evidence you got, paranormal nature. Paranormal nature. Yeah.
Jordan's Wood, Bexley. It's a big forest where I've been there twice, and I've caught. In the first time we went there, it's me and my two nephews, Aaron and Warren.
Yeah,
we just went off, off the spur kind of moment. I lived in Bexley for about 15 years. And I just thought it'd be interesting to go up there and see if we got anything.
Yeah.
When we was investigating, we had our night vision cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we was only there for about an hour and a half, and I didn't think we caught anything.
Yeah.
But like me, when I get home, I upload the video, but I don't review it. I let the people review it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's probably about 2 or 3 weeks later, I had a voice in my head saying, review that video, you've got to watch that video.
Yeah.
So I watched it, and within the first 15 minutes, we had actually caught a full-blown apparition of a monk.
Oh.
And I thought that was amazing. So I took that clip out and put it on YouTube as a separate clip.
Can I do that on your YouTube page?
Yeah, I've got it all on YouTube. Everything I do is on YouTube. But that weren't it, after putting that up, I didn't think about anything else, and probably a few days and maybe a week later, I had that voice in my head again saying, you got to watch that video again. There's still something in there you missed. Well, where we caught that monk apparition, about 5 minutes later into the video, after that monk, there's another apparition we caught. 2 apparitions within an hour and a half, and we didn't expect to get anything down there, but we caught 2 apparitions.
In the space of an hour and a half, you caught 2 apparitions, you say?
Yeah, we caught 2 in that one session.
Wow.
Now, we actually decided to go back thinking that we wouldn't get nothing. But on the second visit, we actually caught another apparition as well.
Wow.
And we went in the same location, but the first 2 was on the right of the camera where we caught it on the first session. When we went back on the second time, the apparition we caught was in front of us to the left.
Yeah.
Now, I actually put that on Facebook, and a friend of mine who died in his sleep about 25 years ago, his son saw the video, and he goes, "Hey Steve, you're you're amazing." I said, "What you on about?" He goes, "I believe you caught my dad, your mate David, because that is where we buried him." I said, "Well, how do you know you buried him there?" He goes, "I know that location."
All right.
I said, "Yeah, but it was dark." He goes, "Steve, believe me, we scattered David's ashes there. I know that location like at the back of my hand."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Chills in the chills that. Oh God.
Now the other actual amazing one we caught was when I was down Puckley Village with my mate Pete. Puckley Village is a good place, but the Screaming Wood part is, well, don't go down there during the weekends, because the only screams you're going to hear down there are women being chased by their drunken boyfriends or husbands or fiancés.
Not of a paranormal nature.
We did. Well, I actually was with my mate Peter, and they was all behind me, and I was like, there was some rustling. Now he called me, and I had my camera kind of just like panning left to right.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know until we got home and reviewed the actual video footage that as my camera went to the left and coming back to the right, we caught like an apparition which looked like a little girl in a kind of hooded cloak. And what it was, she came out from behind one tree, she walked to another tree and completely disappeared.
Good.
So, you know, we caught some, well, I've caught some amazing kind of like,
yeah, very, very lucky you caught that amount, that many, and that's, you know, that's amazing. That is.
I think the best one here in my house though is the black apparition in the living room.
Yeah, I've had some strange goings on in my hat. This room here, powdery, wish to be powdery, kind of not at all. Wish to be kind of shapeless. Wish to be mist went through my the wall and the bottom of the base of my bed. That was a bit weird. That was a bit weird. That was. It's like a powdery blue colour. It was strange. That was the second. Just like that. I wasn't scared though. I was kind of just, what the fuck was that? Something going on here.
Well, I always thought that, you know, if you treat a spirit with, you know, kindness, polite, and, you know, responsible to them, they won't harm you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to provoke them and be a complete dick to them, then that's when they're going to start, you know, being nasty and attacking you.
They're going to make your life very unpleasant indeed. That's right. Yeah. Of course, Zach Bagans. Yeah, I only provoke the evil spirits, the evil spirits.
Well, the thing is, how do we know that they're really evil unless they jump at you and attack you and, like, you know, scratch you, you know, to pieces and, like, you know, throw things at you?
Unless they did the homework on so these people, a murder or something, they expect that person, that ghost to be there. You know, it's like a whoever's. A woman was murdered. Oh, that was gone there. It's gone. Kieran, you got it. Still there, mate? He's gone off.
No, I'm still here, mate. Still here. I was chatting in the chat room, saying hi to people.
Oh God! Can I just? Oh, we've got the chat room. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hi, Rose.
I don't think I'm in there.
My turn this time, Rose. You've had your chart, my chart.
I don't think Aldi's brown ale tonight. Who needs Newcastle brown ale? I get £1.15 a bottle.
See, the thing is, though, you know, being a paranormal investigator, we are trying to learn, you know, about the other side. You know, what happens when we do die? You know, is it the soul that's dead? You know, is it the spirit? Is it the energy that, you know, kind of like lingers around?
Yeah.
Even like spirits trying to communicate with us.
Yeah.
How do we know we even are talking to spirit people? It could be some kind of a being or something from another dimensions that are coming through.
That's good. That's a good way of looking at it. I thought that as well. It's kind of could be something. And these could be people who, these EVPs could be of people who are still alive. Just somebody's been caught as a memory in a stone wall. That stone tape was it stone tape effect kind of thing. Of something happening years ago. They're not
it's like a recording. It's like a recording, but it's usually in limestone and granite.
Yeah. They could be not necessarily dead either. It could be them. Something happened there that creates such an impression, and it's repeating itself. It's residual. It's not intelligent, of course.
Well, it is residual, isn't it? When it's recording all the time and playing back. You know, an intelligent is where, you know, I believe is that when you're doing an EVP and you're asking a question. And you're getting a direct answer, then that is like an intelligent being.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know, even with the manifestations, that wooded area could have been something which grew. You know, all them trees could have been growing on an old limestone quarry, or
that's right. Yeah.
Like that, you know, and being there at the right time, right conditions, right temperatures.
I mean, can you come? Yeah. Could be sort of. It could be a conflict there with spirits from different time zones, and you ask a question and it doesn't make sense when they answer it. It's not. It could be residual. It could be. I don't know. I'm saying, you know.
I personally think that the ones I caught was probably like something from, you know, a recording. You know, being there, being there at the right time, right location. I suppose, you know, kind of thing. Because like, isn't it strange that you can capture something like a hooded monk, or the other one looks like one of those little stocky Normans, you know, kind of thing, people from like, you know, thousands of years ago, whatever it was. The third one, I believe it could have been my mate David. I'm not saying it was, but his son reckons it was, you know, kind of thing. And I'm not going to doubt my mate's son. But it's kind of unusual that when you catch not all the time, but some of the times when you do catch manifestations, you know, like Romans, you know, monks, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it is more of a recording.
Yeah,
it's like a residual. But how often do you really capture an intelligent spirit manifestation?
Very rare, aren't they?
They are very rare.
You think with Ghost Adventures, you'd catch them every week, wouldn't you?
Well, the thing with Ghost Adventures, they have been caught out several times faking stuff. I'm not going to go there. But...
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. It's for entertainment purposes only. Disclaimer.
you could do a whole, you know, you could do a whole bloody like session talking about different paranormal shows and what they do and what they don't do. And
I prefer the live streaming now and just see something probably happen in front of you, possibly unfold in front of your very eyes. There's always that chance of a live investigation. You know what I'm saying? You could see something they haven't spotted. Oh, there's something in the background there. Oh, there's a kind of movement, whatever. Yeah.
So you
know what I'm saying?
The weirdest thing is, though, when you see something, it's always at the peripheral eye. You don't see it.
Vision, yeah.
Because I think it's down to the mind control as well. You know, your brain's concentrating on something that, you know, your eyes are catching something at the, you know, either at your left or right.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, but it's not.
They always say that something's. You see something, you look straight at, and there's nothing there. There's something like a kind of something that's caught there, but it's not. You can't. But no, you can't. It's not clear. It's like something like a haze, really. And you look at it, there's nothing there. It's full on. Yeah.
Well, I believe that I seen my dad when I was in temporary accommodation over at Hall Place. I was doing like a little stream offline because I didn't have proper internet at the time. And when I did have internet, I uploaded, you know, my videos. And I was just sitting there using a tablet Ouija board. And as I was doing it, I saw like a long, tall, kind of like white, misty figure come out of the bathroom and walk along towards the kitchen. And when I asked on the Ouija board, was that my father? Because I felt it was like my father's spirit. It went directly to yes. So I said, well, can you come back and go back down towards the bathroom? And although I saw it as like a tall, kind of like misty object, when I played it back on video, it actually showed it as an orb.
Oh. Yeah. So, when we recorded it.
Say that. Sorry, Steve, carry on.
I actually record it, as I say, everything I do, I record and I try to upload it. You know, my channel's got 1,900 videos. And I've been doing this.
Check out your YouTube page. It sounds very interesting. Thanks for that. I'll subscribe to it. I think I may have subscribed. I'll check that out. I've subscribed to so many pages. That sounds very interesting.
I'm going to put the YouTube up.
As I was saying, Mark, you checked out the other day, I think it was a couple of days ago, I think Steve set up a live stream in his kitchen. I think he was going to bed the afternoon kip or something, and he set equipment in his kitchen. Yeah. He was lying in his bed or in a different room where no one was in the kitchen. He set up his equipment on the side of the kitchen, and one of his equipment went off, and I can't explain why that equipment would have went off, because no one was in the room. He had his cameras all set up, and they knew he was going to go to sleep. The next minute, all you hear is like a buzzing noise with the EMF or the K2 meter going on.
Yeah, so I've got like DVR CCTV set up in mine. The reason I had that set up because when I moved here, you know, I did do a little bit of research, and the two houses that are no longer there, which are classed as haunted houses, which they were haunted, I believe, they had a bit of a high crime rate with like drugs, you know, like prostitution, robberies and stuff like that. So just to cover my, you know, backside, I bought like a 4-channel DVR system, and I put it in, and you know, as soon as I put it up, I didn't feel I was going to get nothing. You know, I just mainly used it for security reasons. But as soon as I put it up, I started getting orbs, shadows, all kind of things. You know, then I've now upgraded to an 8-channel, so I've got 2 cameras in the living room, 2 cameras in the hallway, 2 cameras in here and 1 in the kitchen. So I've got 8 cameras. And I usually do like sometimes an overnight stream, either with me doing things or if I'm just like sleeping, you know, kind of thing. And people have seen, you know, weird shadow movements. They've heard and seen their devices go off.
Well, that kind of thing.
You know, and I'm not even in there. I'm in here sleeping or talking on my stream. You know,
when you're asleep.
Well, not only that, Mark. I think I checked out some person. I don't know. It's Steve done it. Top 20 or top 15, and check out that. And I seen a video where a chair's moving from the kitchen. No one's in the kitchen. The chair moved back on its own.
Yeah, that's my
one section. Yeah, then one section. Steve was sitting in the living room or standing up. The next minute, you see him flying over. I think it's the top 20 or something like that, or top 15.
Yeah, if you go
check it out, Mark.
Channel, it'll show you, you know, for the new visitors, the top 20.
This was caught on camera when you were asleep. Sorry, when you were.
No, I was actually doing a Skype with my mate Peter.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
And while we were Skyping, he was up in his bedroom with his wife and kids.
Yeah.
The living room was like all empty because he had CCTV as well. And we were talking Skype, and as we were talking, like the chair started moving out from underneath the table.
Yeah.
There's another time when a baby cot was sitting on the table itself, but the baby was upstairs, luckily. And the actual baby cot just got pulled off the table and fell on the floor. When I first went to Pete's house, it was, you know, I didn't think there was going to be much happening, to be honest with you. I ended up sleeping in the living room, which was a bad mistake because when I was actually sleeping, I got a tin can thrown at me from his shelf. And it woke me up, scared the hell out of me. I called Pete down.
What did you do? Run out the room? I
was going to run out of the room, but I called him down. He came and asked what was happening. I told him. And he goes, "I don't worry, you know, they're just playing with you. You know, they ain't going to do it again. You know, just go back to sleep." So I'm laying there and I'm trying to sleep. And I always put the blanket over my head, not because I'm scared, because it helps me to get sleep quicker.
Yeah.
Then I put the blanket over my head. Probably about 20, 30 minutes later, not just did that tin can come flying down again, but several other items come flying at me. And that is the first poltergeist activity I ever dealt with, you know, in my mate Pete's house. And, you know, with Pete, you know, he's a great guy, but he likes conjuring up, you know, the badder spirits. And I had to go down there and cleanse his house sometimes.
It threw a can at you. Was it? And what was the other implements or items?
Sorry?
Sorry, threw a can at you. What else did it throw at you? If you said it threw.
Yeah, I've got several things thrown at me. Tin cans and like whatever was on the shelf got thrown at me.
More mischievous or just both?
By a spirit. We did find out it was a female spirit by Edna. She was pissed that I was there, you know, kind of thing. But Pete didn't want them there. But he asked if I could like probably help to cross them over. And it's probably about 3 or 4 weeks later I went down there and I was able to, which I believe, move Edna over, but her husband Arthur, the other spirit person, didn't go over at the same time, and he continued like giving Pete a lot of problems there. So when I got called back, I actually do believe that I moved Arthur over a bit later.
Yeah.
And the thing is, after I actually moved them over, when I went to Pete's house, we never got anything, you know, with their names through the ghost box. But when I was doing it here, I always got Edna and Arthur's name coming through the ghost box thanking me. Because they were happy that they got moved over. Now, as I say, like Pete does.
Still waiting. Still want to get the evidence from us. We're still waiting. It'll come. I'm sure it'll come eventually. We'll get something. We've got to. Still waiting for first EVP. Coventry&Warwickshire Paranormal Investigators. When we get around to investigating, but we do the radio. Our sister page, Coventry&Warwickshire Paranormal Investigators, and CWPTR, which is Coventry&Warwickshire Paranormal Talk Radio as well. So, because there's a Paracon. When's it clearing that Paracon with they wanted about £90 tickets. £65.
No. It's 60. It's £65 now.
Yeah, I was saying it's gone down from £90 to £65 per person per adult, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
From
whereabouts is that?
That's in Kumabi in Coventry. It's an old. It used to be an old 12th, 13th century monastery, but it's been. You wouldn't think so now. It's like almost like a really stately bloody home, really, with the gardens and elaborate gardens. Originally, it was a monastery, hence the name Kumabi, 12th, 13th century abbey. But it's been constantly rebuilt over the years. You would think it was an abbey, a stately home, really. You know, it's got elaborate gardens and palatial gardens and big banqueting halls and lavish, spacious living bedrooms and living quarters like that. It's a hotel now.
I like to go to one, but you know, it's the cost, the funding to get there. You know, cost of
stuff there. It's near Kieran than me. It's owned by Coventry Council, but it must be in Coventry.
Yeah,
sort of
really.
It's on the border between Warwickshire and Coventry. I think it's just in Coventry because if it's
Warwickshire is a bloody long way.
Warwickshire County or District Council will be only, not Coventry Council.
No,
I think the border of Coventry, just inside, is their jurisdiction because they wouldn't be owning it otherwise, would they? It's not in their jurisdiction, but they own it anyway. Coventry Council. They must be making a fortune with those Paracon conventions there, like Paracon, or you know.
No. I think what you're paying for, really, when you pay for tickets like that, you're paying for these stars from America to come over. Yeah. And that's why they charge these prices, because you got to pay for them stars from America to come over to England. So that's why they can charge £65 or £100 and something odd pound per person to cover their fees, cover the hotel, cover the people who they want to come over. Like you got Wyman, you got Roy Cano, you got
Jeff Ballinger.
Yeah, you got all different people like that coming over it. Really, that's all you pay for your tickets for. Then VIP night with the guests. In the daytime, you can go through some of the guest speakers and stuff like that.
It's a big quick cash cow. It really is making money out of it. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind going to one of those, but the thing that I find is a bit of a rip-off is when people do like ghost hunts, you know, like events.
Yeah.
And they say you've got to be there for like 8 o'clock, and they finish at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know. Yeah. Which now,
then, isn't it?
There's no way getting back to the railway station or a bus stop or anything like that. Sure. Nowhere to stay local. It's always in the sticks, you know, kind of thing. And they charge you like £200 for the event per person. Rip off.
Never take into consideration people, you know, they got to get back to a certain time, you know, 3 a.m. whatever time can be. Some of the times can be inconvenient, isn't it?
Yeah, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that's the best time to do the investigation, isn't it?
It's the most active, aren't they? Spirits are most active 3 a.m. don't they? In the morning. Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of these events are haunted as they say they are, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah. I set up with the Guildhall in Coventry. That's mid 14th century dates from it. How it survived the bombing, I don't know. That's before they built. That's when the council used to hold their meetings there before they built the council house there in 1919. It's still there today. It's at the back of it, the council house. The Guildhall. It's a medieval banqueting hall. There's supposed to be the Grey Lady there, and the monk or whatever. It was the blue Grey Lady. So the blue Grey Lady, the white lady. It's supposed to be seen there on the galleries there with the armour. Their banquets there, everything functions on for dignitaries and all that. It dates back to 1340, yeah.
Well, not only that, Mark, if you take 30 East Drive and how many, you check on YouTube, how many people have been there, pay the prices, and some people say,
yeah,
no, I ain't caught nothing, and some people says they are caught this, that, and the other. Not all the time, but
you know,
I don't know.
I was actually trying to think of the bloody name of the road, and you must have been like reading my mind, because I'm thinking, what's that bloody East something, and you go and say East Drive. Yeah, East Drive. If you think about it, it was haunted in the early 60s, yeah? Very haunted in the 60s. Then it went very quiet, and now someone's bought it, it's suddenly all active again.
Yeah. Is it? That is a big question.
I've spoken to people who's been there and said they've not, you know, they paid.
Cool like that.
And they've got what,
Yeah, I know where you're coming from, mate. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point, that. Yeah.
And they've got nothing, East Drive.
Oh, I remember watching a video that this bloke come all the way from, I don't know, he's from down south, from London somewhere. 'Cause he was staying on his own, he was filming everything part of the rooms. It's 3 a.m. I've been here for hours now, and nothing, absolute nothing.
We can't say it isn't haunted, because it was in the past. Something might have made it become haunted again, but I don't think it would be as haunted as it was originally. And if it is, then why is it haunted? What's actually made it come alive again? For one, two, why isn't people getting the kind of stuff that they did in the 60s? It don't make sense, really. I think what they've done is that they know the place is haunted or was haunted, and it's like anything, really. It's a money-making kind of business, isn't it, really?
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree with you, Steve. I reckon if you stay there for a week in that place, I reckon probably 95% you ain't going to get nothing. Probably another 5% you probably will.
You might get something. You might get an EV, might get an orb or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just don't make sense that it's suddenly so active again, unless someone's been in there and done some kind of ritual or sacrilege in there to make it so called as haunted. No, I said on my streams before many times, you could go into the most haunted location in the world, but it doesn't mean it's going to be haunted. Come
on, ghosts. Come on, scare me.
Ghost, if there are ghosts in there, they need to kind of have a little break and build up their energy. It's not going to be haunted and whatever, 365 days, 24/7. No way. I don't care what anyone says. You could go to Dracula's Castle, Frankenstein Castle. You could go to one of the most haunted asylums in America. You might be lucky to get something, yes, but what's the possibility that you will get something throughout the whole investigation? You could be there for 3 days and might only catch an EVP, or you might catch a shadow movement.
Yeah. What don't they say about London? It's the most haunted city in Europe, if not the world. One of the most haunted cities, London.
Well, London, I suppose, you've had
the history of the place, and they're 2,000 years old nearly, isn't it? So, yeah.
No, you've had the Black Death, you've had the plagues.
Yeah.
You've had the serial killers. I did do a stream where I believe I may have spoken to some of the victims of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
And some of them reckon that their bodies were never found.
Whitechapel, wasn't it? That's right. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was around there. My brother took me around there about 20 odd years ago. But, so the Whitechapel murders were, Mark. What? Jesus. All those prostitutes and I don't think we're all prostitutes, were they? These young ladies were.
Yeah, ladies.
There at the end, yeah, terrible.
That's the proper one. That's the nicest way to call them, the lady of the night.
Lady of the night. Were they all lady of the night? Or just an ordinary girl who just got caught up in it? I don't know. And anyway, gruesome. They met this horrible, regardless of what they ever did. Terrible way to die. All four hands of this monster, and there was never caught either, was he?
No. See, there was 2 Jack the Rippers. Did you know that? You had Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
That was the Whitechapel. Then you had Jack the Stripper, who went around killing prostitutes around the Thames area.
No, never knew that.
No.
Never knew that.
Google it. You do a Google right now, you'll find Jack the Stripper.
Right. Check that out there. How come he gets less? He's more infamous Jack the Ripper than the other one. I think we can't say
based under the Hammersmith nude murderers.
Yeah.
Jack the Stripper, historic mysteries.
This is post Jack the Ripper. This is yeah.
This is well after Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, after, yeah.
Talking about known victims from. One was found in Hammersmith Bridge on 2nd of February 1964.
Oh, the 60s. Oh.
I'm going. I'll post it in the side hangout, not the side hangout, but in the side chat. There's the link on the side chat about the Hammersmith murders.
Yeah, I think so.
Good, Steve. Don't you sometimes do a murder mystery? Sometimes
me and Rose is going to be doing it again. We've got a list of names, but we've done about 20. We've spoken to Alicia Lamb, the one who was found in that water tank. Black Dahlia, Sandra Bland. We've spoken to like victims of John Gacy. We believe that Gacy came over and started to cause, a little bit of aggravation towards me. No, we've done quite a few. If you do get to check out my YouTube, just do murder mystery, and you'll see the ones we have done. We've done about 15, I think it was. We've got a list of names we're going to be looking at doing again soon. Anyway, we've got about a list of 20 people. What we would probably do, but after we did the Black Dahlia, which I think was Elizabeth Short, Sandra Bland, and Elizabeth Ann. There was a night when I was live streaming, and I had my webcam facing my big screen TV where you could see all the DVR cameras. And just as we starting, one of the Wi-Fi cameras went offline. I went, oh no, here we go. And Michelle, who was on the panel with Rose, goes, what? I said, hang on a minute, one of my cameras have just gone offline for some reason. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it comes back on. I said, oh, it's coming back on now. And as it came back on, top camera, which was on the top left-hand screen of my TV, you saw this great big black figure appear on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perry Pumpkinhead Paranormal did do a frame-by-frame, and I don't know if he's still got it. I did speak to him last week, I think. I went on his side chat because he was streaming, and I asked if he could see if he's got it still, which he said he would probably look for. So he said it might be on his old laptop or something, yeah. But he did a frame-by-frame, and he zoomed up. Now, what had happened, that he saw like a mist figure, and that mist grew into like a fog. Then that fog grew into like a humanoid figure.
Change form.
And you could see like the figure actually striding. You could see the legs, you could see the arms waving, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The only thing it didn't capture was the head, because when my camera went offline and came back online, it set itself to default. Now, before it went to default, my camera used to be a bit higher up, but because it set to default, it went back to like its normal setting. So you only put the head down to like just past the knees, and you can see it striding. And as it strided like 2 steps, it went back down into a fog, then into a mist and disappeared. And like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I'm shitting myself. I was like scared. And I'll be honest with you, I was scared for, a day or two, thinking, what I saw in my own flat, in my own living room. What if I was in that room when it actually appeared itself, it could have attacked me. I'm not saying it would have done, but, just seeing it on camera in my own flat, it was like, whoa, it scared the hell out of me, kind of thing. But within about a day and a half, I came to my senses. I said, well, hang a minute. Why should I be scared of seeing something like that? That's the kind of thing that you want to capture and investigate. That's why you're an investigator. That's why you're doing paranormal research, to capture that particular stuff, kind of thing. And, any time I see something, it doesn't really scare me now, because I caught another apparition in the kitchen. It was an orb coming from the microwave. It shot across the kitchen to where the cooker is. And instead of just disappearing, it kind of exploded vertically upwards.
Yeah.
And as I've done I was able to like do a freeze frame on it.
Yeah.
When I freeze framed it looked like either something angelic or a child in white.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
And also we caught the oral, the outline of little Mary running down the hallway when I was doing these are all live streams as well.
Yeah.
I was just going to go out and make myself a cup of coffee. And as I went to the door, I thought, hang on, I've got to get my cup. But as I went to the door, Perry, again at the time, said, my God, what's that? and I didn't hear him, so I'd already gone out the door.
Yeah.
And I came back. He goes, Steve, you got to sit, you got to play that back. I said, what? He goes, play it back. He goes, just as you went to go to the door and you came back to get your cup, something ran down your hallway, and it was a childlike figure. We believe it was like little Mary. So she must have been sitting, standing in the door, like listening to what I was doing. And then, like, as I get up, I must have scared her, and she decided to run down the hallway into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what kind of clothes did she wear? What kind of attire was she wearing?
Well, you couldn't really see her because, like, it was just like the outline of the little girl.
Yeah.
You could tell, because like the hair, you could see the hair, and you could see the outline, but you couldn't really tell the clothes because it's more like the see-through kind of spirit.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
But you could see the outline of spirit running down. The only other one I did catch was at there's a residential at Kerry's. Mm-hmm. Me, my nephew, and Simon James done a full investigation, but I met Kerry on this course thing, and we had to introduce ourselves to everyone. And when I told everyone who I was and what I'd done, Kerry came up to me and she goes, "Look, I think my house is haunted. Is there any chance you could come and investigate it?" So I said, "Yeah, no problem." So we arranged a time and a date to go there. She took me to her flat, and I had my K2 meter, I had a camcorder, and I had a digital camera. And she was telling me about this mirror in a hallway that she believes is like a portal or something, So I'm taking photos, and I didn't realise until I got home, as I'm in the hallway taking pictures of the mirror, there's a little boy standing right next to me. And I didn't even feel him. I didn't even know they were standing next to me. Yeah. But you could see it in the picture. And, the thing is, here's a little white boy. Kerry is a black woman. She's got a black child. Yeah. So why would a little white boy be, resident in a black woman's house? Well, reason being, in that area, during World War II, that area got completely obliterated by the German bombs.
Yeah.
He may have been killed by the German bombs and lived in that particular area. And you could see him standing next to me. I've got the photos, evidence, proof that he's standing. He's got like a brown top, and you can see like green pants, and you see his black hair. And other people are saying, well, if you look in that picture, you can see another child behind him. And where the door is in front of him, you can see like a little head of another child sticking their head through the door. Yeah. So I've caught some amazing stuff, but people don't believe it,
So if we do, if we do an investigation, Council, what tips can you give us? Anything special or equipment wise? We don't have to go.
Well,
you could take a digital recorder and a camcorder. That wouldn't it?
Well, I was hoping that you might ask me one particular question. How did I get into the paranormal? I'm going to tell you. Right.
That's a question I actually usually ask. I asked Chris Holton that and
sorry, channel, but I don't know him personally. But I do believe that Chris Holton met my mate Pete, the one who had the podcast stuff.
Really nice, down to earth guy, genuine guy as well.
He actually started off apparently the same way I did, investigating his own house.
Yeah, didn't he come across experience something when he was a kid? And that's going intriguing.
I think so, but I'm not sure. I can't remember because I've not watched his channel for a bloody long time. But
yeah, check our interview with him. We did an interview. Check our channel. We did an interview with him about early 2016, Kieran, didn't we?
I'll have to check that out then. But right. If you want to know how I got into this, right? 2011, I got a phone call from my sister saying that my dad, been in hospital and he ain't going to live, much longer, and I had to get down here to say my farewells. So I was able to get someone to look after my kids. I went all the way down to like Kent, got to the hospital. My mum was there. Now, my mum and dad separated, got divorced, many years ago, and they both got remarried. But my mum was there. My stepmum was there, which was married to my dad at the time, Joan. My original mum's Barbara. My dad's brother, David, was there. One of my cousins was there. And my 3 sisters were there.
Yeah.
And
traumatic time for you.
They all couldn't stay there, but I didn't want to, like, not go home. Something told me that I had to be with him.
Yeah.
I stayed there, and I asked if one of my other sisters would stay there, which my sister Sandra did stay there. And I'm glad I did stay there because, you know, it was the last time I saw him. He died of dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, that's sorry.
Right. Now, during the night time, I kept saying to my dad, like, you know, how much I loved him. I said, you know, like, Dad, you know, if you can come back, you know, if there's this possibility of you coming back from the other side, you know, just let me know that you're okay. Can you do that for me? You know,
so was that 2011 you lost your dad? Sorry.
You know, I say, like, I know it'd probably be a bit scary if things happen. You know, I just want to know that you're okay.
Yeah.
And that was in November 2011.
That's
things started happening in 2012, January. I was in the kitchen, coffee one night, and I kept getting like a tug on the back of my shirt. This happened for a week, every night, around about 9 o'clock. So anyway, I was watching a ghost hunting program, funny enough, and they explained what an EVP was, electronic voice phenomenon. And the way you can get that is through an audio device.
Yeah.
Now, I did not have an audio device with me. The only thing I had at the time, and I still got it, is my Nokia E5 mobile phone.
Oh, God. I
kind of like
one of those.
One of the old phones. I looked on it, and it had like media. Then I saw it had like a recorder.
Yeah.
So I took the recorder into the kitchen one night. I'd already spoke to my sister saying, like, you know, I feel like Dad might be around because I keep getting this tug on her shirt. And she didn't really believe it, you know. She thought I was, like, just imagining things, you know. Because, like, you know, missed my dad for, you know, he'd only just died, you know, a few months ago. So I went in the kitchen and I was making my coffee and I had my phone with me. And I thought, I'm going to try this, you know. It's sounds a bit silly, but I'm going to try it. So I put the audio recorder on, and it's the first time I ever done an EVP. And as I was making my coffee, I turned it on, and I said, right, any spirits around here, you know, want to come through and communicate with me, say hello, give me a message, please do so. You know, speaking to this device, it's a mobile phone that's got a recording facility. Just say what you want to say. And I shut it up, and, you know, I said, I'm going to give you about 15, 20 seconds. So I kept quiet for about 15, 20 seconds. I stopped it. I went back into the living room, which was my, like, kind of office. And I went to sit down and watch TV. And I looked at the phone and I thought, oh, yeah, I want to play this back. So I pressed play back, and you could hear me asking the questions.
Yeah.
And within the 5 seconds of me being quiet, I heard my dad's voice saying, Stephen, love you, son.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's my dad's voice. I kind of, like, was so stunned that, you know, I thought, how can that be Dad's voice? He's dead. You know, and
that recording, have you kept that?
I said, Amy, I've got to ring up Denise. So I rang Denise up. I said, Denise, no, things have been going a bit crazy here. She goes, oh, don't tell me you've seen a ghost. I said, no, but I was watching the TV program the other day about EVPs. She goes, well, what is an EVP? I said, electronic voice phenomenon. You know, you're supposed to get spiritual voices from the other side on the recording devices.
Yeah.
Goes, well, don't tell me you got something. I said, yeah, listen though. Goes, oh, do I have to? I said, yeah, listen. So I played it.
Yeah.
And when she heard Stephen Love You, Son, she just went, oh my God, that's Dad's voice. I said, oh, I know. She goes, play it again. So I played it about 2 or 3 times, and we just both down crying.
Yeah, I think it'll be very, very.
You know, that's what got me into the paranormal, because I thought, if my dad's trying to communicate with me, who else might be trying to communicate with me? So I started watching everything I could think of, you know, YouTube, TV programs, all about the paranormal.
Yeah.
And then, like, probably about a few months later,
tragic circumstances, like very sad. They got you into it. You know,
well, I'm glad he came through and said that he still loves me, and like it seemed like okay.
Have you kept recording? Sorry, have you kept it somehow? Have you still got it?
I think it's on a SoundCloud somewhere.
So you have retained it. You have kept it since.
I think I have got it on SoundCloud, but I can't think of the bloody username and password to get on there. But I did have it. I've got like another EVP on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Where my dad's saying go to sleep because I've been up all night and like I've been doing like
that's what I'm there for. Get to bed, Steve.
I thought I'll just do an EVP, see if I get anything. And I just left the recorder running. I can't even remember if I was asking any questions or not.
Yeah.
I actually heard my dad saying, "Go to sleep." I'm thinking, oh.
If your dad tells you.
Yeah, so I thought, okay, I'm going to sleep now, Dad. I'm going to sleep. No, but I have actually heard my dad's voice on Ghostbox, many times, and I know it's my dad's voice.
Have you heard it since again? Sorry, you say. Sorry.
Over the last 7 years since he died, he doesn't communicate with me as much now, and I know the reason because he never got to see his great grandson.
Yeah.
Because my daughter just had a boy a year ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's over there, watching my daughter and his grandson grow up.
Watching over them, yeah.
Being more of a protector to them.
Yeah.
But he used to come through in the ghost.
Yeah.
And I had many EVPs of his voice, Ghostbox, EVP. He used to like help our spirits to cross over. So the thing is with my dad, when he was alive, although he was remarried, me and my ex-wife used to have a lot of barbecues and parties and stuff like that, and my dad always came up because he loved the food. And he came up every time we was having a particular occasion. Now the thing is with my dad, although he was married, he would go up to the females and go, "Hello, darling, give us a kiss then." And he want them to give him a kiss on the cheek, or otherwise he wouldn't leave him alone. And like, although he's died now, when I speak to female spirits, they said, "Oh, your dad's a laugh, isn't he?" I say, "Yeah." Like, has he asked you for anything? He goes, "Oh yeah, he's asked us for a kiss." And I said, "Well, like, being like he was when he was alive."
Yeah. He never changed, are you, in spirit world, are you? He's the same personality when you.
They still have got their own kind of personality.
Yeah.
So, every time a new spirit woman comes in, and if he's around, he'll ask him for a spiritual kiss. And he looks after them, he kind of like protects them.
That's great.
But he hasn't been here too much over the last year. Because I say, my daughter's just had a child. I'm a grandfather now. He's a great grandfather.
Yeah.
So, but that's how I got into it, after he died.
I became a great uncle there a couple of months back myself, yeah. Great uncle. I kid myself, but because my dad died 15 years ago, and he's only buried. I'm opposite the cemetery where he's buried. Actually, about just across the road there. It's about 10 minutes away.
So the thing is,
because people say because the spirits cemeteries are not necessarily the most haunted places, because when the ghosts, the spirits would go to places where they're associated when they're alive. Is that true? Anything in that? If I did leave a confession there's no guarantee I'd get a response from his grave. I did you know what I'm saying?
Well, the first ever cemetery I went to, which was not far from where I lived, actually, it's like a bus ride, 2 bus rides.
Yeah.
20 minutes travel. I went to the big cemetery near St George's Hospital, which is near Garrett Lane. There's 2. And this was probably, several months after I got into the paranormal. Saint told me I need to start going to cemeteries if I wanted to get any kind of evidence. And the first cemetery I ever went to, which was at the back of St George's Hospital, I was just taking random photos with my camera.
Yeah.
And I didn't review them until I got home. And when I got home, I saw something kind of like crazy in one of the photos. So I uploaded it to my Facebook, and there was a guy who was into the photography. He was like professional.
Yeah.
And he zoomed up. He goes, "You have caught," which I believe is an apparition of one of the people that used to guard the cemeteries in the Victorian times, because they used to wear a long black cloak.
Yeah.
And the wrestler Undertaker, the kind of hat he uses.
It's the ribbons of the hat, the big top hats, the ribbons at the back, weren't they? Something like that, weren't they?
So, like, I believe I caught, like, I don't think it's an Undertaker himself, but someone who looked after the cemetery to stop people grave robbing.
Yeah.
And some people doubted it, and you know, some people thought it's, you know, an amazing capture. But that's the first ever, you know, decent kind of apparition I caught on still photo. But I have caught moving.
Yeah.
You know,
people say that sometimes the cemeteries aren't the best place to find ghosts because usually they're not there with. They go to places they're associated with when they were alive. Is there any credence in that? Any weight in that?
I have communicated with spirits where they say that, you know, it sounds a bit weird, but some spirits like to be resident in a cemetery.
Yeah, I'm not saying,
you know, because one, they, you know, their family may have forgotten about them and, you know, don't want to visit them anymore. So I suppose like spirits communicate with other spirits and make more friends in a cemetery than anywhere else. So I think a lot of spirits are more comfortable being in a cemetery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It depends on the spirit. You can go back to.
Yeah. You know, if they want to go and visit
when they're alive. There's a truth in that. And then they, like you said, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know, not bound to one place, are they, really? You know, spirits can go anywhere. You know, they
go where they damn well like.
I'm kind of like chuffed with spirits because, like, you know, if they've got friends and families across the world, all they got to do is fly there. They don't need a fucking visa or passport or, you know, cost of travel, do they? They can just fly over there. I'm thinking, my God, you know, it's all right.
No, anywhere in the world is no option. I never thought of it like, of course, yeah.
But I actually do like doing cemeteries. You know, you know, sometimes I rather go to a cemetery than anywhere else because, like, the cemetery to me, you know, it's peaceful. You ain't got hardly any traffic there. You got no screaming kids. You've got no neighbours banging around, and you can kind of gather your thoughts and clear your mind. You know, kind of.
See me, my dad and my cousins buried over there as well, and my auntie and my uncle as well, my dad's brother. So they're all there, buried in close proximity to each other. So it's you know, it's great.
It was like my uncle, my cousin Kevin. They're buried in the same plot on top of each other.
Yeah, my friend, he's buried. There's 4. How could there 4 people in one grave? I thought it'd be about 2, at least 3. 2.
I think what they do is that they dig the hole deep enough for, you know, one person, and then if they want someone to cover, they resume, like they dig up the first coffin, make it deeper, then put the first one back in, then put the new one on top.
4 grave, 4 people down in the more, obviously, because the standard grave 6 feet, so they can go 3.
Well, I'll tell you a story which I was told by a tour guide. Yeah. One of the biggest cemeteries in London being Highgate, right? Yeah. In the early Victorian times, people who were rich went in, you know, paid for a funeral, they paid for a coffin. They had their own personal plot. Now, because it was so corrupted in them days, after a couple of weeks, you know, the people who worked in the graves, you know, in the cemetery, used to go and dig those graves back up.
I was waiting for that.
they would take the body out, the coffin. They would clean the coffin out. They'd resell the coffin or rent it out. Well, probably sell it, I suppose, to someone who's, you know, got plenty of money. And they would actually resell the plot of land again. And they would do that a lot of times. What happened to the bodies? They would take the bodies out, and they had this massive ditch, and it's one of the biggest pathways in Highgate. And what they used to do with the bodies, they just put the body in a ditch, right in a ditch, after 2 weeks it's been buried.
Yeah, there you go.
And the tour guy said, "You're walking on thousands of bodies right now." It's only because the church, you know, was getting so much, I suppose, publicity from the government or whatever, they decided, right, you know, this got to stop. And that's when they started bringing in, you know, the people who would make sure that, you know, nothing was going to happen like that again in cemeteries, like, you know, grave diggers and grave robbers and whatever.
It was all regulated, all changed.
Regulated after a while, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the amount of corruption the Victorians are unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Well, just think of how many people died, you know, when the plague was there.
Yeah.
You know, in the Great Fire in London, how many people died in that? Thousands and thousands.
Sorry, yeah. So the Great Fire in London, the sound went there. Sorry.
Well, Well, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, the Great Fire in London, you know,
1666. You know, the plague the year, a couple of years before that, didn't it? That killed all the rats.
Millions.
Off, didn't it? Yeah.
So where did they store all the bodies? They couldn't bury them all. They had to like just big ditches and throw like hundreds and hundreds of bodies in these ditches.
I think lime them as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, lime. Yeah, lime.
Yeah.
Lime and soda, I think it was, or something like that, because it decays the body.
It was a powder keg waiting to go off because all these houses, wooden houses, structures close to each other. It was like a tinderbox waiting to happen.
It was like a tinderbox in the place.
Well, Pudding Lane is traditionally said it was a bakery that started it. But I was reading the history book, the Ladybird history book. Is that true or not? I don't know. I question everything. That's traditionally the area where it started. It was a bakery in Pudding Lane in 1666. It was a tinderbox. It was a powder keg waiting to happen, to explode. You know what I'm saying? Because all the houses were wooden structures, closely, you know, stuck together. You know.
I'm just gonna disappear from it. I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Steve. No
don't forget, Steve. You need to make yourself a coffee. Don't worry, make yourself a coffee.
Yeah, I'll do that while I'm going to the bathroom. Put the kettle on now. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Well done, Kieran.
Mark.
You enjoyed the chat tonight. Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it with Steve tonight. Very good. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, I like when it's flowing like this, I don't tend to interrupt when things are flowing. I've been checking out the chat room. People, how we
questions down again. I didn't interrupt very often. Just the odd question here and then. And I was sort of acknowledging, you know, that's just quite right. You want to stop the flight? But yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying, "How are you doing, Mark?" In the chat room. I hope you're okay.
I don't think I've got the thing that the app to get in the chat room. I don't the what do you call the YouTube thing.
No, I sent you your private inbox.
I haven't got it. The YouTube it's not running, so I can't alternate between the chat room and Google Hangouts. Hang on. What am I going to do now? Oh, I'll probably miss the link there. Yeah. So another link there you did send me. YouTube. Here.
Yeah, I have.
Hang on, it's gone. The audio's gone. What the hell? Hello. Kieran, you still there, mate?
Yeah, still here, mate.
Hello.
Yeah, still here, mate.
Did you send me a link to YouTube to get into YouTube and chat room? Hello? 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 Kieran, Mark, Colin, Kieran. Come in, Kieran. Mark, Colin, Kieran.
2 minutes, Mark. Sorry, mate. I'm sending you now.
All right, okay, good man.
2 minutes.
I forgot about that link. I should have asked you earlier on. Oh, that's why I could get in the chat. There's no link to me to gain access to the chat room. Sorry, I should have asked earlier on.
I sent it earlier on to you. You should have it.
I can't see it.
Hold
Hold
on. Sent it now to you, mate. Sent it now to you.
It's got Google Hangouts twice. That's all I've got.
Yeah, I sent it now to you. I might have sent the wrong link, but I sent it now to you.
Hang on, I refresh the page. Hang on. Does that do anything? Is that? Oh yes. Hang on. Paranormal Just Talking. Is that the one? I'll try it. Yeah, yes, YouTube. So come on. It's signifying YouTube. Oh god, my ugly face. God. Fit the daylight out of myself.
Sorry, Mark. I'm just trying to read some And yeah, I'm just reading that. If you look in the chat room, I'm just looking at some of the people that have been writing.
Hang on. Why is it frozen? Why do it look awful? I hate it. Moving around. There's no I'm going to pause it, haven't I? Yep.
Oh, I'm back. I'm hoping to do a stream either tomorrow or Saturday, actually, because I've got I've got a box coming from Rose, you know, Hell's House, and apparently she's sending me a doll that's actually growled at her from Hell's House. And another thing is, I don't know if you've ever heard the story about a guy, and this is a true story. It's on YouTube. You do a search for it, yeah. A guy saw an interesting article. Well, it was an object on eBay being sold. Well, it's supposed to be a hose toilet paper. So he put a bid in and he won it. And the story behind the toilet paper was that the original person who owned it from Hell's House. Yeah, the original person who owned it said that they heard. The thing is, I don't have it in the bathroom at night time, like the toilet flushing, the taps running. They've heard like people walking around. So they put it on eBay, and this guy saw it and he bought it. Right now, when he got it to his house, you know, when it came through the post, he done some experiments and didn't get anything off it to start with. But he put it in his bathroom, and I think it's about a week later.
Yeah,
he got woken up with the same things, like the toilet being flushed, the taps running, even someone walking out in the bathroom, and he was there. You know, he lived there on his own. So I said to Rose, "Hey, you know, you live in a crazy haunted house. I better send in some toilet rolls so I can actually do an investigation on it." So she actually sent me some toilet rolls from Hell House.
Oh my god!
So I'm going to be interested in doing a weird stream with that. You know, it's kind of like people are going to think, "My God, you know, what the hell is he doing? Trying to investigate a toilet roll?" Well, you don't know. You know, Grumpy ass might, you know, attach part of his spirit energy to it. For all I know, it's going to be just like something fun to do, I suppose. You know. But I know she said that she sent me a doll, which she actually heard grounding from. So, you know, it won't just be the toilet roll, it'd be the doll and the toilet roll, probably. That'll probably be a week. If I get the box tomorrow, because it hasn't turned up yet.
I'm in the chat room at the moment. I can't multitask. Where's my secretary? Where are you?
See, the thing is, you don't know what spooks can attach themselves to. You know, it doesn't have to be a doll or a clock or a watch all the time. They can attach themselves to a picture, a ring, you know, anything.
Exactly. Any object they can attach themselves to, can't they?
It's something that they probably enjoyed having in their, you know, their lifetime. You know, it's their own personal item that they loved and adored, I suppose.
I missed that too. I can't edit the thing. Oh.
So I can't wait until I get the haunted toilet roll. I'm not saying it's going to be haunted, but you never know.
Yeah.
The Hell House toilet roll might be haunted. So I think she put it in 3 rooms or 4 rooms. I can't remember what Rose said actually, but it's coming from Hell House. Object on eBay.
Oh, why is it? Sorry, something happened there. Feedback. Oh. Well, where are we now? This is so confusing sometimes. Google Hangouts, right? So that one there. Got it.
You okay, Mark?
Ringing 2 out for running simultaneously.
You just got the
you said the delay there. That's was what you heard from that probably 4 or 5 minutes ago. I've accidentally clicked on there from YouTube. I've had to freeze that down. Then I can well, they said the YouTube is there for the chat room, so that's that part of the video. The video and the visual part and the video is completely frozen, and everything happens in the Google Hangouts, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're doing a live stream like this, you got your 30-second delay, haven't you?
Yeah. Bloody pain in the ass. I forgot. I didn't get that. I forgot to ask Kieran. I should have checked the inboxes on this occasion. I didn't, so I assumed that they were already in there. There's 2 links there, but it's not YouTube for the chat room. You see, that's what it was. Now, the Google Hangouts. It's all sorted out. And chat's always lovely.
Do you know what confuses me? I was watching Steve the other day. I don't know much about these boxes, but probably Steve would tell you about these boxes. I don't know how they work or this, that, and the other. But I was watching it. It's very intriguing.
What, the ghost boxes or?
Yeah, you the other day you did a live stream about these ghost boxes. Personally, myself, I ain't got a clue when you was on about some of these boxes. I ain't got a clue. Just in case people are listening out there who don't understand about some of these ghost boxes and how they work or this, that, and the other, if you know what I mean.
Well, you've got different ones. You've got, I don't really go on the application, PC and Android ones much nowadays. But I did a stream regarding Steve Cooper, who actually builds ghost boxes like this kind of thing, He helped me to build my one by putting a sweeper in, but he built this one and another one. And I did a video to explain the situation that Steve Cooper had a message from someone saying that I named one of his boxes the Jonathan's box, which I don't recall. So I actually got some ghost boxes out, and I explained exactly what box come from what person, and what box does what, how it sweeps and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to do one about like the PSB7 and the Sangium and other ghost boxes, but I was just mainly concentrating on the Jonathan box and the Coop boxes, just to clarify a misunderstanding, that kind of thing, But a ghost box is just a modified radio where it scans through the radio station, but it doesn't stop. Because what people have been doing is that on the older ones, such as like the old Radio Shack ones and some of these Sangiums and different types of models, there's a connector or a ribbon where you can snip the mute button or the mute cable, and when you snip that button or mute cable or desolder the mute option on there, what they do is actually allow the radio scan continuously without stopping at any strong stations. And what happens is that the spirits are able to use those stations, because where the station's scanning continuously, you're not getting the full station, getting like broken up words. And what the spirits are able to do is use those broken up words and static and white noise to come through and communicate with us through the ghost box. Now, people have actually found that just using the manual dial one and using the dial, turn it back and forwards at a certain speed, spirits can talk through that way as well. I have got a manual dial one, but I've not really used it much, but I do like using this one. PSB7, I would throw away, but I don't like throwing money down the toilet kind of thing. So, it's in my collection. I've got people interested in it, either for trade or, if I can sell it cheap enough, but I'm not going to be selling, ghost boxes, next to nothing kind of thing, because it's cost me money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But ghost boxes is a good tool. So the thing is, I do like using the Ouija board. And this is what I don't understand with, like, people who are interested in the paranormal or are in the paranormal, or people who are just, like, piss around with the paranormal. They say, like, never use a Ouija board. Why? Because it's dangerous. No, it ain't dangerous. If you know how to operate and use a Ouija board is a tool. Just like a ghost box. Just like a beat recorder. It's a tool to use to communicate with a Ouija, with the spirit world. A pendulum is similar to a Ouija board.
Exactly. It's actually.
If you're not careful enough and you respect the spirit, you respect them and you wish to communicate with them, I used to do prayers all the time. You know, I sometimes still wear a crucifix. You know, I've got blessed water and blessed salt beside me, kind of thing, all the time. So if I feel that there's something negative, then I start praying, and I take a little, you know, tap of like blessed salt and stick that in my mouth, and I start putting the blessed water across me, you know, trying to remove any negativity away from me. But you know, it's all tools. You know, it's different ways of communicating with spirits. Even a candle is a way to communicate with the spirit world. No, so why are people afraid to use a Ouija board when they're using a ghost box or an EVP recorder or a candle or a pendulum? Because you can still bring negativity from the spirit world by using a ghost box or an EVP recorder. Because whatever you're using, you're still opening that doorway, that portal, to allow them to come through. And you don't know if you're talking to a good one, a nasty one, an evil one, a demonic one. So that's what I don't understand, where you've got so many people doing videos saying, I got possessed by Zozo. Oh,
Yeah.
They are.
Believe in Zozo. You don't believe in Zozo like me, then, Steve. Yeah.
They are just like people trying to pull a fast one.
That's right.
Views, trying to get the, you know, subscribers. You know,
exactly. Spot on, mate. Spot on. Spot on.
Crap.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe Zozo either, mate.
Look, let's say Zozo or even the devil. Well, I say the devil exists. You know, God exists. You know, demons exist, angels exist. That's how I see it. You know, I'm a Christian, but I don't read the Bible because, like, to me, and I've said this a few times now, the Bible conflicts itself. You know, why are they keep taking books from the Bible out and replacing it with new books? Don't make sense, for one thing, yeah. So I did start reading the Bible, but after about 8 pages, I thought, no, you know, as long as you believe in God, you know, you go to church, you do your prayers, that's good enough, you know. That's all you really need to do the paranormal. No, you get to know some prayers off my heart, you know, and you use those prayers when you feel like, you know, you've been attacked or you got negativity around you, you know, and that does help. I've used like prayers to remove negativity away from me. You know, I do my own home blessings, you know, my home clearances and stuff like that, and I have cleaned my house a few times. But the thing is, when you're in the paranormal, right, okay, you might want to talk to a good spirit, but I would like to talk to a bad spirit as well, because, like, I want to know why they're bad, why they're evil, what made them bad, what made them evil. And some of them spirits may seem that they're evil or negative, but they may not be. They're only doing it because they're not getting the attention that they require when they were alive. You know, if they had no one to tell you their story when they was alive, and they're very angry about that, then when they die, you know, although they might come, you know, trying to communicate with you and seem nasty, if you kind of be polite to them and talk to them respectfully, they will tell you the reason why they're angry, why they're pissed off. And if you deal with it in a correct way, I suppose, you can reverse that negativity and make them understand, you know, why they were negative in the first place. And they do try to apologise for being negative, and they do tend to try to ask for that help to move over. It's a bit of a weird kind of like thing I'm talking about, but it's all to do with the paranormal. You know, if a negative spirit comes to me and say, like, you know, I'm pissed off because no one really spoke to me, you know, I've had spirits where they come to me and said, like, you know, I looked after people, you know, the whole of my life. I helped a lot of people the whole of my life, but when I got ill, no one was there to help me. No one was there to come look after me. No one was able to do this and that. That's why they got angry and pissed off, because no one cared for them. So that's why a lot of them are kind of angry, because they kind of like never got what they gave to, you know, people when they were alive, kind of thing, you know. And because they never got that, they do get angry. And they're just asking, you know, for that help, which they never got. See what I mean?
Good. That's what
Yeah, I see what you mean, but
I know it's hard to explain
people,
sometimes.
yeah, I'm with you. But you do it the right way. You do the proper way, where you protect yourself and this, that, and you're asked the right questions. Is there for a person who don't know what the dabbling will really are Ouija boards, or you don't know what portal you open, and if you don't close it right, could that be dangerous for that person to do that type of stuff if they don't know this, that, and the other?
Well, and so with the Ouija board, you know, you do need to be careful. You need to open it and close it. You know, I got really shouted at on one of my live streams, you know, 3-4 years ago, where I just said goodbye and that was it. You know, and they said, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should close it down properly. You need to do your prayer. You need to like close it down properly." So I had to grab the Ouija board and open the portal up again and then close it down properly. And like a lot of my viewers more happier that way. But I you know, like I've seen people like Jason, who was on here earlier. He's left his Ouija board open 24 hours and nothing's happened. So, yeah, it depends on, again, like the conditions, you know, like, you know, if there's something there and it comes through, it comes through. It don't. You know, it's not always going to happen anyway. And like,
say they're a good tool, then they're not can't be too negative. There's so much negativity there, don't they? Ouija boards, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's down to the locations, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you're doing a Ouija board and it's like high crime, you know, kind of thing, then maybe you will probably get more negativity around there.
Do you think a useful tool then in the paranormal field? The useful tool, they can be, yeah, useful.
Sorry?
A useful tool in the paranormal field, do you think? Really?
Yeah, I do. I think, yeah. You know, a lot of people do kind of like think it isn't. You know, they think it's too dangerous.
Ouija boards, oh, they get such a bad press. You hear that all everywhere. I hear that online.
Look, the Ouija board's been out for like 200-300 years, yeah.
It's right? No way of communicating. Yeah. It's
been out 200 or 300 years. If it's that dangerous, why would they have made it as a child toy and set it in?
It was. That's right. You can make your own as well, couldn't you? As well, it's cheaper still. Yeah.
You know, what was it in America? You've got like some of the big retailers that still do Ouija boards, and people can go in and buy them. You know, heart contents, even kids at 12, 14, 15 can go in the shop and buy a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Smart or whatever, you know, kind of thing. So they can't be that bloody dangerous if they're selling them in toy shops. Come on.
Yep.
If they was that dangerous and some kid goes in, buys a Ouija board and says that he got possessed by a demon, which is going to be, excuse my French, but fucking rare, but that to happen anyway, you know, that person's family is going to take that Ouija board back and sue their asses because they allowed a kid to contact the spirit world. You know,
Pink Barbie Ouija board? You joking? Blaze Paranormal, really? That's in the chat room, guys. I just check.
I've been reading chat. I can't talk and fucking read some of the times. That's the only thing is when I'm doing my streams, I don't read the chat so much because, like, if you're doing a stream,
yeah, I just check it down again. He's trying to get a balance, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just to see what people are saying. Not chatting amongst themselves, they're listening. They're listening to us.
I'm saying that if I'm doing a stream, I can't read what's going on chat because if you're reading what's going on chat, it kind of like distracts you on what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Yeah. So that's why I've got my moderators there.
When he's listening in and saying, oh, they should Barbie, Pink Barbie Ouija boards. It probably is. I don't know about that. You never know.
I think, a lot of this stuff about people being, you know, possessed by demons is a lot of BS.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Down to like views and subscribers and trying to make themselves look like, you know, hard nuts when they're not, you know, kind of thing. It is going to be very rare for someone to, well, I believe it's going to be very rare for someone to even get a demonic attack by some kind of demonic being from the other side that's coming through the spirit board, you know. You know, there's millions of people who get either attacked or possessed or, you know, hauntings. and they're just normal people. They're not in the paranormal. But you don't have to be open to the spirit world. The spirit world will know who to, I suppose.
We're in tune, more sensitive, more prone. They know some sense that people are in tune to it, more sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Spirits. So there's people like that, aren't they?
So it's like
ghosts or apparitions other people can't see. They can sense them as well. Yeah.
It's like poltergeist activity.
Yeah.
Poltergeist is not. It can be sometimes a spirit that's peed off and he don't want you in their home, or you're renovating without their permission, and they're just building up the energy to move or throw one or two objects. Yeah. But the proper poltergeist activity is what I believe, in which I've kind of done a little bit of research on. It's where people have had a shit life. They have had nothing but stress, depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
And they built up all that energy, and somehow that energy has been released and created that poltergeist activity. And I think what it is, their brain is telling them that energy to levitate something, throw something, kind of thing. Or it could be an energy form that we don't know. Even the scientists haven't even worked out even a fraction of their brain yet. And how do we know we're not actually telepathically?
Got mysteries there with the brain. That's right. Yeah, I've heard about that, mysteries concerning the brain. Yeah. Oh,
poltergeist activity is more known, I think, than actually spirit action. Like proper spiritual activity, like seeing a ghost or communicating with a ghost. I've only had that poltergeist activity a couple of times within the 7 years.
Yeah.
I've been in the living room doing an investigation in my own living room, doing a Ouija board, and I've had a golf ball on the cupboard near the door that came flying over.
Yeah. Good girl. That could be nasty. Could be nasty.
Was that the energy that I created?
Yeah.
That ball come flying over at me, or was it spirit?
I was about to come to that. It could be not just a spirit. It could be something that emanates from the person themselves. That's right. Yeah. Something under there. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was told when I moved. Well, I did get told, because I asked someone who used to live here, and apparently an ex-police officer used to live here. Now, when I first moved in here, my living room felt kind of like not dark as in demonically evil, but I wasn't comfortable being in a certain part of that living room. And I do believe that there was a spirit person residing in the corner.
Yeah.
And every time I went in there, I felt like I ain't supposed to go in that part of the corner. I just felt like negativity, I felt like threatened. But, I did get Jonathan Garthway down, who was one of the ghost box makers that I showed on my stream the other day. He came down, and before he came down, I contacted him on his phone. I said, "Are you still coming down?" He goes, "Oh yeah, but I just want to tell you something." Yeah, he goes, "I understand a bit weird, stupid, but mine, the spirit that's in your living room, actually rang me last night on my phone." Well, do what? He goes, "Yeah, he rang me. The spirit, Martin, in your home rang me and said, he doesn't want to move on, but if there can be some kind of understanding, could he stay?" So I said, "Well, you still coming down?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll still come down." And I have actually got the video where Jonathan Garthway was doing the cleansing, and he did actually pick up several spirit energies in the living room, including my father. He just done like a bit of a blessing of the house, crossed over a few spirits. He said Martin has gone, but he will be back. But he ain't gonna give you that kind of like fear. If you allow him to stay and give him that space, he's not going to make you feel fearful. So I gave him space, and now I don't even go in that living room that much. I've actually reserved that living room for spirit energies. I've got like 140, 150 dolls. I'm not saying every doll's got a spirit, a spirit attached to them. but I live in a 5-mile radius of about 8 cemeteries. I'm on the ley line, so I'm classed. Possible. I've been told I'm classed as a magnet.
Ley lines have a big influence thing, big, yeah, that's what I'm saying, exactly, yeah.
You know, like being in the borderline of, you know, several cemeteries. I could be falling in day in and day out, but it don't mean that they're going to be spiritually active and perform tricks for us. And that's why I don't understand when when I'm doing a stream, you get idiots saying, "Oh, where's the ghost going to appear? You know, get the ghost to do this, get the ghost to do that."
Like a magician conjured up with a wand, with a magic wand, yeah. No,
I'm saying it's not a circus, man. You know, I'm not, going to tell them to do this and do that. I'm not going to provoke them.
Yeah, conjurer, I can just magic up there.
And not perform acts on your demand. You know, they do it when they're good and ready to do it.
I wish it was that easy, but I'll make it a lot easier.
If it was that easy, you'd be getting a lot more activity. You'd be getting a lot more evidence, and that evidence can be used, to the true professionals out there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not in it for fame and fortune like some people are. But if someone came up to me and said, "Look, can we do an interview with you and put you on TV?" I'm not going to turn around and say no.
No.
Yeah, they offer me like a couple £100 for the interview. I'm not going to say no.
If you're offered as well, the invitation to Paracon to do a lecture or anything like that, would you go as well? On these paranormal festivals, yeah.
I don't think I do a lecture because I'm not that brainy enough to do a lecture. I kind of get stuck on some of the things I'd even talk about sometimes.
It's not easy to get out there and talk, to project yourself with a crowd. I think a lot of people would suffer with that. I would as well. It's not easy.
I would like to do
something like just take people in investigation and explain how you go about things. And
when I was I'm still unemployed, but like a few years ago, I was on this course thing.
Yeah,
on there for 2 years, and they said to me, "If you wanted to do your own business, what kind of business would you like to do?" And I said, "Well, my hobby is a paranormal investigator. I would like to do haunted events." And I'd actually like to have like a little business where I could actually have people come around to my shop or whatever, office, and teach them about the paranormal. And they were stumped about that. They wouldn't even know how to actually get me any kind of like experience or how to contact a particular group who could help me to start business up. Because the job centre, they never knew anything about the paranormal, and they still don't. And every time they say, "Well, what kind of job do you want to do?" "Well, my hobby is a paranormal investigator. I'd like to teach the paranormal." "Well, we don't know how we could go around doing that." "Well, give me like 20 grand. I'll start my own little business up and, get flyers and, advertisement. Hire, like either rent or purchase a small building. And invite people to come down. I have actually told them I would like to learn doing touring groups. Like when you go to London, you got the tours up there, and you got someone walking around like London, like the Jack the Ripper. I'd like to do something like that, taking on like tour groups of like haunted locations. But for that, you need to actually go on a particular business study to learn about tourism, and then you've got to learn certificates and stuff like that. And like getting old, your brain don't function as much as it used to when you were younger, kind of thing. Well, not for me anyway, but I'd love to like have my own ghost hunting tour group or ghost hunting events, stuff like that. But it's all down to money in it, really.
Well, I could say 100%. Steve could tell you. I don't know Steve that much. I come across his channel through friends, and I checked out his channel. I checked out his videos, and what he has produced on these videos and this, that, and that. I can 100% guarantee ain't fake or anything like that. If you know what I mean. Like I say, I checked out a few channels. Like I say, friend from a friend told me about this channel, and so I checked it out, and all the stuff that he's captured. Certain stuff I'm blown away with what he has caught on his camera and this, that, and the other. 100%.
Well, I've been called a faker a few times. But how can you fake a full-blown apparition in the living room when you're sitting here live streaming?
It's impossible, that's right. It's
Definitely. Steve could tell you.
With my keyboard, I'm just going to suddenly plant an apparition on my live stream on the camera in the living room. Hang on a minute. Now, give me a few minutes. Let me just edit this in,
Do you know what I mean? Because I only know Steve a few months, and I bet the rest of your friends who subscribe to him could tell you much more about Steve than I can. I didn't know him for a few months, and what I have seen, what the videos he has produced is no question asked. He has caught something in there. Non-believers and all believers, take it the way you want to take it, but he's produced the evidence. He's got it there. Do you know what I mean?
So the thing is, we're doing this though. You will get called a faker. By people who haven't caught the evidence like we have. They're probably new. They don't believe half the stuff that you've shown on live stream. Kind of thing. You don't really bother me. You will get a lot of drama from people as well. Calling you nasty. And I did stop doing the paranormal for several months because of the drama, making me ill, and and it wasn't just because of that. I think that when you get in negativity from people who's watching you, causing you stress and anxiety, you tend to just don't want to do nothing. If you're not doing nothing paranormal, then the spirits ain't going to want to do nothing. So I believe that they won't do nothing until they're ready to do it. I'm trying to get back into the paranormal. I'm trying to do. I want to go out and do some more cemetery work, but the thing is, I can't live stream it. Well, I can and I can't because I only have so much data on my mobile phone, bandwidth, before I start having to pay for it. So I could do like little mini investigations, live streaming, and then do more investigations on camera and bring it home and upload them that way, which I will probably start doing next year anyway. But, just recently, because of all the stress and anxiety and depression I was going through with certain people in the paranormal field on YouTube, I lost my temper one night and I just got up and punched the door and I broke my hand. So that's kind of put me back from doing any kind of paranormal or anything really at the moment. I can't do paranormal as going out investigations because I can only carry so many things in one hand. I can't quit with this hand because the bones are busted. I can't go out and do my other hobby, magnet fishing and metal detecting. I'm a right-handy.
You're like me, right-handed, I see.
I can't do much with my left hand.
I don't have my left hand there about a year ago. Actually, it's come back in use now. I fractured a bone there.
Yeah, well, I punched the door. They said that the bones were shattered.
Yeah.
I thought it was past.
Just a slight fracture. It healed. Thought it wasn't. It's bloody painful. I thought it did worse than I actually did when they x-rayed it. So I was lucky there. So.
Well, they've told me that I ain't going to have the two knuckles on the two small fingers anymore. Yeah, they ain't going to be there at all anymore. But when I punched the door, this was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was actually live streaming at the time. And people go to the hospital, I said, I can't. There's no transport until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, right.
I stayed awake and I went down to the hospital. They'd done an x-ray and said, you shattered your bones. So they put me hand in cast. Then they gave me an appointment to go to the hand clinic a few days later, which I did attend. It took the cast off. And the doctor said to me, well, actually, the bones ain't shattered, just what we thought. So I said, well, the A&E said I might have to have an operation. He said, no, you just broken the two bones. And what's happened, the bones are broken, they've gone up like that. Over time, they'll come back down, go back into place and heal themselves. Yeah. As he was telling me that, he was putting this on, this place thing, and I just blacked out. And he put me around. And I sat there for about 10-15 minutes until I thought I was okay to go home. And as I was leaving the hospital, I was going through the main building, and I collapsed again, and I had a seizure, and that seizure led to my first epilepsy fit.
Yeah, great. I hear that.
Epilepsy is more of a brain function disease that causes epilepsy, but epilepsy can also be triggered by stress.
Yes.
And that's what I said, you know, that was, you know, it could have been
not the live stream, was it somebody winding up and getting you angry, getting you really your blood up, your blood boiling or whatever. That's like that, not that time, was it? Yeah.
So like, you know, it led me to the epilepsy, as I say, but you know, epilepsy can be the one-off. It could be more than one, you know, it could be a continuous thing. So they got to keep an eye on me, you know, kind of thing. But they said my hand can take up from 6 to 18 weeks, maybe longer.
Yeah.
And I gave me
that's right, yeah. Back, see a minute, guys. I just got to go somewhere. That's the little boy's room.
Right.
Carry on.
They gave me a sheet where I can do exercises, which I think is a load of crap anyway. I just do my own exercises, but I still get a lot of pain in my hand. And, you know, it's been 6 weeks since I did break my hand, and it is giving me a lot of pain still.
That ain't good then, is it?
No. So, yeah, I've got a letter from the doctor that I need to ring him so he can do a review on my hand. What he's going to do, I do not know, because how is he going to know if my hand's healing or not unless I go for another x-ray?
Well, probably that's what he would do, is to make sure everything's okay in the x-ray, make sure all the bones are healing right, make sure this, that and the other.
No, sometimes it's okay. You don't feel painful, but there's days that it's giving me so much bloody pain that it nearly knocks me out because of the pain. But that's all down to stress and anxiety, you know, through YouTube itself, with all the BS and drama. But I'm trying to get away from that, you know. I'm trying to get my channel. I've actually said, and I did put rules and regulations, but I've not told the moderators how to deal with it at the moment. I was going to do it, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. But my channel is now going to be drama-free. I'm just going to let the moderators kick out all the trolls. If anyone starts drama, they kick him out directly. So I can't be watching what's going on the side chat when I'm trying to do a stream. So if I do, it's going to interrupt me. It's going to draw my attention away, and I'm going to lose concentration and not going to do what I want to do.
Well, you can't do two things at once, because when you live stream and you're doing, like you say, like when you're doing your thing, you can't do that, like you say, and concentrate at the same time what's happening in chat. So, like I say, I think you have got good people in your moderators to keep eye in chat, and you do brilliant what you do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I've got some really good moderators, like, you know, Bloody Mary, Rose when she's on there sometimes. I've got Ian Bennett. I've got Claire. You know, I've got so many on there. I can't even think of what moderators I've got on there. I've probably got about 20 moderators. And the reason why I've got so many is because, like, you know, because of the time difference. Like, some of them live in America, some of them live in the UK, some of them live in, like, other places of the world. So, like, if I'm doing a stream and, you know, people in America are asleep, you know, I need other moderators on there to moderate the channel. So that's why I probably got, and Rose told me to, like, moderate a lot more people that she knows. So I just thought, okay, you know, I'll add a few more. But if I get then I'll demod some.
It was very interesting. I think a couple of nights ago, I think it was last week, where you're speaking to some guy and you lot was on about I think he's a demonology or deals with that type of stuff, and he was that was a very interesting live stream. Where did life begin? Where did Jesus and this that begin? Where blah blah blah. That was a very interesting subject that you went along with.
Yeah,
very interesting indeed.
He was into exorcism, wasn't he?
That's it. Very interesting he was.
I asked him how many he's done, and he said he's done 3 exorcisms. And I said, like, you know, is it like what they say on TV? Oh, I just saw something in my door then. Saw a white mist near my door just then. Yeah, I kind of get used to that anyway. Yeah, I said to him, what's the longest one he's done? And he said like 2 or 3 days. And I said, is it like, the real exorcisms? Do you see the head spinning round, the face turning green? He goes, no. I said, no, it's like it's just TV in it that, makes a mockery out of it, But he is actually like a priest. He's studied and he's done like 3 exorcisms, and it was a good conversation. I like him on there again to like carry on with that conversation at some time.
Well, I think, is that the first time he's been on your channel? Because I ain't seen him before. I think
he's been on the side chat.
Has he? Oh,
yeah, he's been on the side chat, and like I started sending that. I don't really like giving that hangout links on the side chat because
totally agree.
I've done it before, and some guy came on and kicked me off my own stream and started porn videos up on my live stream.
We got hijacked, didn't he, Kieran? Remember, tell them about what happened to you, Kieran, not so long back.
Oh, we had some kind of guest, well, supposedly a guest, but we found out he's a fakery, a fraud, left, right, centre, this, that, and the other.
Kicked you off your own sites, didn't it?
Yeah, I got kicked off my site, and they started putting porn videos up, and I couldn't get back in. So what I had to do is go into my settings and just end the stream that way. I couldn't get back into the stream, and I had to go to the settings.
They're worming themselves in. This is amazing. They're worming themselves, gain you confidence. It happens to anybody in the best, most,
So after that, I restarted the stream, and I made sure no one got in there unless they had me on G Plus Friends,
Well, last night when you did the stream last night, I thought you stuck up a tag in the chat room, a link or something. I thought it was to send to something, because when you do that, it sends me to another channel or something.
Yeah, sometimes
or Amazon. But I clicked on it, I realised, oh, this ain't right. This is going to sort of like some kind of chat thing. I better delete this. And then I put down a message. Don't forget to delete that link that you put up.
That would have got you on the Hangout. The Hangout chat. That would have got you in the Hangout.
That's it. That's why I thought this ain't right. This ain't.
Yeah, I'll put it out. So I put it in. So I put it on the side chat so people can come in. But I had I was making sure because Ian was on there. I said, be ready in case like someone tries to come on and like kicks me out. If they do, just kick them out, then I might be able to get back in. He doesn't talk. He's got a speech impediment, but he's a good guy. He's trustworthy. He's a great moderator.
Well, I see him all the time on your channels when you go live and everything else.
When I'm trying to think of a stream which I can't remember, he'll quickly do a search and he find it straight away. So if
that's good.
I'm talking. If I do, I had a very good session with Tina the doll, when I first got her. I can't remember when it was. He'd do a search and he'd find it within minutes. If I do a search, I can never bloody find them because I've got so many videos on my stream, on my channel. I'm talking about 1950 or something,
It'd be about that because I tried to look through how you started in the first place, what you explained tonight, how you got into it, and explained about your father. I'll look through your YouTube channel, and it took me a few hours trying to get down to the beginning. It took me a few hours, and then when you click on that, the video, and then you go back into your channel, it starts all the way from the top. Then you got to take a few more hours to get.
What I normally do, I want to find something from my early days to watch. No, I started this like 2012, I think it was. I just go like 2012 in the search, and it just brings up all the listings, the 2012, 2013, and that's how I do.
Sorry, carry on.
That's how I do it when I'm doing a search on some of the stuff because I can't remember what I name, the stream. What the topic title name is. So if I want to find something from when I first started off, I put like 2012, and then like it brings up what videos are 2012. If we don't come up with anything to 2012, I'll do 2013, and hopefully it'll work back from that way.
Because the stuff what you do is very interesting. Not only you're into paranormal, you're into magnet fishing and metal detector. If I'm right,
actually, that's interesting as well.
See, I think it's, you know, it's good to expand your hobbies. You know, like,
yeah,
paranormal is a very good hobby to do. You know, if you're into the, like, you know, the paranormal. You know, whether it being ghost hunting, UFOs, abominable snowmen, or whatever. Mine is like spiritual wise, and I'm thinking, well, what other things can you do to find something that may be spiritual attachments with, you know? So you could go out. There was a know the Haunted Collector TV program.
Oh, Johnny's
yeah, he actually was called in one day to do an investigation of a residential where they was getting a lot of hauntings, right? And they believed it was from a bullet they dug up from the garden. When they decided to put that bullet back and rebury it, the activity still kept on. Oh. So he took his team down and he asked what had been going on. And they said, well, we think it might have been the bullet. Where's the bullet? We've reburied it. So they actually had to go out and hunt for that bullet. And the only way they could hunt for that was via a metal detector. And when they did find that bullet, they removed it from the property and all the actual activity ceased. So, you know, it doesn't mean it's got to be in your apartment, your building, your flat, your home. It can be outside surrounding. So I'm thinking, well, you know, I can't be doing paranormal, you know, 24/7, 365 days. I need to be doing something else. I need to take a little bit of time out. So I thought about doing magnet fishing. And magnet fishing is just where you get a magnet, you throw it in the river, and, you know, you just pull out anything magnetic. You ain't going to pull out gold and silver because they're not magnetic. No, you're going to pull out a lot more steel and maybe, what's the other metal? Hang on, I can't even think. Steel is the main one. I think I've actually pulled out something which had brass attached to, you know, steel. You know, like fishing tackle and stuff like that. But I've actually pulled out in a lake 3 bags of costume jewelry. And there's one time I actually bought out some of that jewelry and I was getting K2 hits on it. Which was interesting because those costume jewelry bags have probably been in that lake for months or even years. Because, you know, they was all soggy, wet, and, you know, he had watches in there which was all rusted up. So they must have been there quite a while. And I found 3 bags of costume jewelry in that small lake over at Clapham Common, you know, in that one day. And, you know, I found like a little Derringer gun from like the old Victorian times. You know, the little guns they put in their top pocket, the old gamblers. Found the rusted up one of those. I tried doing a session with that. I did get a couple of K2 hits for that. And I still got that one. Found God knows how many musket balls because they are actually iron. Originally, they were made of lead, but lead started getting very scarce in the 16th century and the 17th century, so they had to find something else to use for musket balls. Then they thought about iron. So what they did, they made lead musket balls. Then they kind of like put lead and iron together, and then I made certain musket balls on that one. Then, as lead was getting very, very scarce, they moved on to iron only, and you know, many hundreds of thousands, millions of musket balls were made of iron, and I was pulling them out over at Wandle.
This during the Napoleonic Wars and all around that time, or before that?
Sorry.
That during the Napoleonic Wars, they were iron then. Was it before then? They've become iron. Before that, they progressed from lead to iron. Yeah, because when the Civil War musket balls clay, weren't they? Comes some kind of.
They did make them at clay, I think, at one time, but
when they weren't muskets, they were what do you call them? They were the fused. What's the fused?
Yeah. Like they were like the fuse.
The Matlock muskets were firing clay balls, weren't they?
They used like hard clay at one time, but they disintegrate when they was like being shot.
They used to have them in the English Civil War, didn't they? The Matlock muskets, weren't they? That's right.
I've got a lot of musket balls sitting around this time. I can't remember what I've done with them.
Edge Hill's not far from me, so or Naseby, so it's just down the road from us. We're on the Warwickshire here. We're on the edge of Warwickshire. It's Coventry into Warwickshire, where I am anyway. On the other side, city to Kieran. So
that's it. Yeah. Because Mark's good on these history and wars and this, that, and that. He could tell you much more than I can tell. I know. I think when he's done his magnet fishing, not magnet fishing, metal detect. He's picked up coins, balls, like you were saying, this, that, and that. It's very interesting what you can get around London. You look in the right location.
Pick up basketball, thing like that. I love to find little bits of musket, like a musket or whatever, or you say musket ball. Yeah, brilliant.
Because I'm sure Steve says certain places in London you have to have a license or something to go in certain locations around London. Do that type of thing, if you know what I mean.
Is it more regulated now, Steve? Metal detecting, is it more?
Yeah, councils won't allow you to.
Willy nilly anywhere you want, though. You know, like you used to, probably. Yeah.
See, I've got my bag of.
It has its place. It has its uses. Yeah. Metal detecting.
They did do different caliber of musket balls as well.
Yeah. The archaeology has its place.
No, it's just 3 of the different size musket balls.
Where do they date from? Sorry, look. That's interesting. Early 19th century.
I can't even see who I am at the moment. Where's me hangout thingy? Hold on a minute. I can't find my hangout.
That's technology for you. When you go live, you never can find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I've actually found them. I'm just trying to see what. That's the 3 calibers, different kind of calibers.
Oh, right. Are they iron, clay, or lead?
These are all iron ones. These are iron.
They're iron ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's lead, but these 2 are iron.
So they were 18.
What got me interested in these? I wanted to get some of the Civil War bullet like that.
A Civil War.
A Civil War.
English Civil War.
Yeah, I believe it was. I got it off eBay, that one. I actually did find a couple in the river as well, which I've got somewhere. See, that one is a complete.
That's coming later. That's been hit. Something. That's made an impact on something.
That's lead. That's completely destroyed. That's the lead one.
It's hit something, someone or something. It's figured it. It's shaped, been distorted.
No, this bag is full of like musket balls.
Yeah. All right.
There is 2 other things I've got in here, which I do not know what these are, and I've been trying to research them, but I do not know what they are.
Yeah.
Now it's got like a drill. Kind of bottom.
All right.
It looked like a bullet, but I don't think it is a bullet. You know.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to take it downstairs.
I've got to transfer downstairs with my laptop now because the folks are going to bed, so I'll have to transfer downstairs, chaps.
All right.
The laptop. I'll catch you in a minute. Catch you. Okay.
But you know, the reason why I went into doing magnet fishing, so I thought it'd be interesting to see what you can find with a magnet. And I did find a lot of musket balls on the River Wandle. And those mainly iron ones. Then I started finding other kind of modern day coins.
Things like that. I'll catch you guys downstairs. I'm going to be laptop, so
right.
So I'll catch you soon. Bye.
Right. Yeah, I actually found a load of coins, from magnet fishing as well, like the 1s, 2s, 5s, and 10s, no ones.
Oh yeah.
And then I thought, well, why not do some melt detecting? So I got a melt detector, went out and started digging stuff up, melt detecting. I found like horseshoes, coins, the olden day Victorian coins, King George, Queen Victoria. I did have a wallet full of coins.
That's it.
Somewhere, but I've kind of misplaced them.
Yeah, because you had a few coins, didn't you, if I remember rightly? Because you laid that all on your table and you had this, that, and the other what you collected.
Yeah.
I a fair few.
So I had a little kind of like coin thing, which I had a load of coins, which I put in. I even went over to Wimbledon Common one day and I kind of got lost. And I had my metal detector. I weren't really finding much, but I come to this kind of like little clearing, and I thought, let's try here. Doubt I'm going to find anything. And I'm glad I did, because I found a real silver sixpence, which was like 1936, I think it was. Pure silver.
Oh yeah.
So that made my day. But with metal detecting over here, the councils do not like you metal detecting on their land. Now, the only place I could go and metal detect, freely, I still need to buy a license, which is £10 a year, and that'd be over there, like Watford area. But that's quite a way for me to travel.
Yeah.
I've done local commons and parks around here. I have been trying to get permission to do Clapham Common, but I've still not had permission from, the governor from there. But he's given me, permission to do. I actually got a kind of like a different magnet, which is on wheels, and it's more used for the garages picking up nails and bolts and stuff. And I took that over, and I was picking up so many bottle top lids. And I found that, bottle top lids were a collectible thing on eBay. So I probably collected about 300, and I sold them on eBay for about 10 quid for 100. I've not been there back to get any more yet. But I spoke to the governor, because I said, look, I know you said, I can't do metal detecting until you speak to your governor, but this is magnet fishing, but on land and not water, and it's just rolling across the grass. It's not digging into the dirt. So can I be okay? And he goes, knock yourself out, but don't dig into the ground, because that is classed as like treasure. Well, not so much. Well, it's all treasure hunting, I suppose, but he don't want the ground being dug up.
Well, not with that little spade what you had. You wouldn't get so far with that,
Well, no, but the thing is, they did allow metal detecting over there, years ago. But the thing was, with those people doing it, they never covered their holes up, and that's what detectors don't like nowadays. If you're going to metal detect, be decent enough to cover your holes up. But years ago, people didn't give a shit. They just went metal detecting and dug up and left the holes open, kind of thing. And I said, well, what I'm like. I'm always, clearing up my mess. I've cleared that lake out so many times, like with metal objects. I'm a great guy. I'm a trustworthy, honest guy. He goes, I know you are, Steve, but I can't turn around and say, you can start metal detecting. I don't mind you magnet fishing in water or land, but until I speak to my supervisor, I can't give you permission. And I've not spoken for several months.
It just ruins it for you, the people like you. Like, you do the honest thing and do the decent thing, then you got the people like that. But what goes out of control, and it puts like people like you do it the right way, and it's like it's shame, because the people who's doing it the wrong way is hurting the people who does it the right way.
See, it's with the council, every time I rang up the council, different councils near to me, they all said no. And I said, well, what's the reason of, well, the same thing. People dug up, never covered the holes up. And we used to get complaints, from other public. So that's why we don't allow it anymore. And I said, well, there is like a big waterworks near me, bus drive, about 15 minutes on a bus. And I've done a research, and years ago they actually did find Roman remains and Roman buildings and coins over there. And I tried to see if I could get permission over there, and I had to ring up Thames Water. They put me through to the department which I was supposed to spoke to, and they said, well, we need to contact the supervisor of that particular waterworks. And they actually did contact them, and they rang me back and they said, well, sorry, but they said no, because like health and safety issues. So
yeah, I can understand that.
But
secured, and no one's going to let them sites and this, that, and there. Oh, same like you were saying about the council. They want to give no this, that, and the other, because people ain't filling in the holes. If anyone buy a walk past where they're walking and fall down the hole, all they're going to do is sue the council.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, I said to the cat when I got caught over at Wimbledon Common because someone like wanted to grass me up. I was having a good day. I was finding a lot of coins over there as well. You know, I did find some Victorian ones, and a car pulled up to me. It's the Wimbledon Sheriff Department, would you believe? And they said, "Sorry, mate, you can't do that here." I said, "Why not?" He goes, "No, not allowed to do it." I said, "Why not?" He goes, "It's all down to, you know, the rules and regulations of the common." I said, well, I tried looking on the internet to see if there's any rules and regulations. I couldn't find none. And he goes, "Hang on a minute." And he phoned up through to the control room, and they said, "Can you give me the link to the website where, you know, you got your terms and conditions, like, you know, what you can do and what you can't do on the common?" So he sent him the link over to his mobile, and he scrolled down. And he said, "No digging allowed. No digging allowed on the common with any kind of instrument, and no electronic device to be used to detect metal or mineral objects," or something like that. So I said, "All right, fair enough, you know, if you want me to go, I'll go." He goes, "Well, you know, you'll have to go, mate. You know, we're not banning you from, you know, the common, but you can't melt detect here." So I said, "Well, you know, I did research this, and like Roman coins and, you know, buildings were found on the common." And I told him where. He goes, "Yeah, we know." I said, "Well, that was renovated. That was like detected." He goes, "Well, it shouldn't have been." I said, "Well, it was because I researched it. It's on the internet. It's on the actual main website about milk detecting." And I said, "Right, we'll have to look into that because that shouldn't have been there." So I think they looked into it and they got that particular information regarding Wimbledon Common about the Roman you know, the Roman buildings and the coins being dug up by milk detectors removed. But I did find, like, you know, some of the musket balls over there.
Like I said, you would have thought they'd be happy with sort of people bringing their heritage to and them type of places where you're doing this, that. Yeah, I'd be very interested. Like, money nowadays, council can't afford to go out and do that type of stuff. But you would have thought they'd be much more appreciated the people to go out there to collect these type of heritages. You know,
I agree there, because, like, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, is buried underground, and, you know, as you know, with us in the UK, you know, there's very limited space out there now because it's all been renovated. It's all like, you know, fucking businessmen building like apartment blocks and new structures, like, you know, shopping malls and stuff like that, and it's taking that space away from us. And all that stuff buried under is going to be continued buried under for thousands of years. You know, we're not going to get to it. And, you know, with coins, they do disintegrate over time. You know, weaponry, swords, you know, arrows, you know, anything, you know, from the past, it's been decayed underground. You know, the only things that don't get decayed that much is gold and silver. And you know, there has been some, like, you know, really good rich finds, but they've been found on farmland. And my nearest farmland is like probably about 20 odd mile away. And I did travel all the way over to a farm, and I asked if I could get permission. He said, "Well, sorry, I can't give permission because it's owned by the Lord of the Manor," or whatever his name was. And
see what I mean? You do it the right. That's what I'm saying. You do it the right way, and some people don't even do that. They just go on there and just do it, and go, "Hey, look what I found."
Well, the farmer said, "No, the Lord wouldn't allow milk detecting. He doesn't allow anything." And I think, well, that's a load of crap. And as I was going back home, I was waiting for a bus, and this guy from nowhere come up to me and goes, "Oh, milk detector." I said, "Well, yeah, but there's nowhere I can dig around here, you know, because I've just been to one big farm." And I told him where it was. He goes, "Yeah, I know that one." He goes, and he like, I said, "No." He said, "Because of the Lord that owns the, you know, countryside,
the ground,
out in the grounds,
yeah.
he won't allow you. He goes, well, you want to go to this other place because there's always metal detectors over there. And I don't think even half of them got permission, while some of them do get permission. So, you know.
It surprised me.
So I was going to go, but it's even further away. You know, it would have took me about, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. You know, so I thought, wow. Well, I did talk to, I think it was Watford Council, and they do like a £10 per year license for metal detectors, and you can go and do. You can go and do their common grounds, parks, whatever. But it hasn't got as much historical kind of like background as any other places. I'll probably go there next year. You know, I know it's only £10, and once I've got the funding, I'll probably go over, get the license, and go over there once or twice. You know, over the next year or two. Be worth giving it a go, I suppose.
And checking out, I don't blame you.
But the thing is, like I started metal detecting because and magnet fishing because you don't know what you might be pulling up from the ground. You know, you might, like, you know, with that haunted program, you know, the haunted collector. If someone found a bullet and it brought off, you know, all that spiritual energy, you know, you could go out and dig something up, and you might be lucky to find something spiritual attached to that as well. You know, kind of thing. It is like 101, you know, 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 chance that you might find something which has got something attached to it, but you know, it'd be interesting.
Well, the stuff what you collect, what you have collected from the riverbank, bikes. I know some people have collected safes, this, that, yeah. Some people have collected guns, knives, this, that, that. Even old bombs. You know what I mean? From the canal.
I found a live bullet over Mitcham Common, and I brought it home. And because I showed it on live stream, I had someone complaining and saying they're going to report me because I've got live ammunition. So I rang up the police live on air, and I said I found a bullet, you know, and they sent the police down, and they took the bullet. But there has been a lot of videos that I do watch where people have found grenades, you know, live grenade, bombs.
That's it. And they close off the street, the people ringing and go,
yeah.
That's it. It's very interesting when you see stuff like that.
No, but the paranormal can be kind of like wide expanding, kind of like thing to do, you know, kind of thing. Because, like, you know, although you're using K2 meters, EM pumps and Ouija balls and pendulums and things like that, you know, if you go to a location which is known to be haunted and it's got, you know, a very good background, you know, about the people that may have lived there, you know, especially if you go to a location where someone might have been murdered and never found the murder weapon, you might be lucky enough to find that murder weapon. And you know, you can either do like a little mini investigation there at the time, you know, do some EVPs and see if you're getting hits on EMF meter or something here. But if it is a location where there's been a murder and the murder weapon was never found, and you think that you may have found that murder weapon, you could contact the police and say, look, you know, I'm investigating a location where there's supposed to have been murder and the murder weapon was never found. I think I might have found a weapon that might have been used. You know, would you like to come and collect it? And all they got to do is send someone down, and if it matches the description of the weapon, you know, they can get DNA off it, even if it's been stuck underground for 10, 20 years, you know.
Well, they can get that type of stuff.
They might find out, well, yeah, you know, and it's a good story behind the actual investigation you've done as well. Because like, you can say, well, I've just done an investigation on a location where someone's murdered, you know, the murder weapon was never found. You know, this could be it. And then, like, you know, you ring the police up, the police come and collect it, and it's building up a really good story. And people are going to want to know, hang on a minute, well, was that the murder weapon? Well, I don't know, you know. The police are going to let me know probably within the next several months, and we'll do an update on it. You know, I'm not saying the police would be, you know, but, you know, it'd be a good story.
Well, it would be. That'd be very interesting if you did that, and so you did an investigation, you found something like that, and then I don't know, it's like closing the chapter on someone's life because you found something what's really important to someone else to clear up that story or whatever happened to that. Do you know what I mean? That particular person.
So there's a story about a woman who got raped and murdered over Wimbledon Common. She was walking through there with her son one night, and some jogger walked up to her and raped her and killed her. And a little boy was left there, kind of like crying with his mum. And it's like early morning, the jogger came along and saw the woman on the floor, and saw that she was dead and everything. They called the police, and the police came, and they saw like something stuck on the head. Now, what the little boy had done, because he was so young, he was trying to like bandage his mum up with a plaster because the blood was coming out of her head. I think, over time they did find the killer, and he was sentenced and everything. It's actually advertised all over the internet and through Google. And the woman's name was Rachel, and we did do me and Aaron did do an investigation over a couple of times, and we didn't know exactly where she was murdered, but we went to a part of the common where we was doing EVPs, and we said, look, we believe there's a lady here who was murdered in like the 1960s or whatever it was. If you're here, can you shout out your name for us? And until we got home and we viewed it, because we did ask 3 or 4 times for that female to shout her name out, we actually got her name 3 times, different tones. One was when we asked if she should call her name out, he went like Rachel. Then when we asked again, it was like Rachel. Then on the third one, it's like Rachel. 3 different tones. But, the same name. And we was fascinated because we believe that we may have caught Rachel's name. Well, we did catch Rachel's name. We believe it was the Rachel that was murdered there, in the 60s or whatever it was. And then I did research that apparently there was a headless horseman that roamed around that common as well.
Oh yeah.
And the same night, me and Aaron was there. After we caught the Rachel EVPs, we heard that sounded like a horse galloping. And we kind of was on a pathway, and probably about 20-30 meters in front of us was like a T-junction at the pathway, and we saw something go past us like a misty shadow kind of thing, but it sounded like a horse galloping. And as it got louder and louder, as it got so loud, it suddenly stopped and disappeared. So that is a
strange,
pretty haunted. That we do believe that is very haunted, Wimbledon Common. See, I've got 3 commons around here. I've got Wimbledon Common, I've got Stretton Common, and I've got Mitcham Common. Now the unusual thing about them is that Wimbledon Common has always been known as murders, a lot of murdering. All right, that's Wimbledon Common. Mitcham Common is known for a lot of suicides. Now, Stretton Common is more of kind of a mixture, suicides and murders.
Yeah.
So there's, I don't know what it is about the land, but it's kind of unusual that one common would be nothing but murders, another different kind of common. So all these commons used to link up hundreds of years ago, but now because all the buildings and the houses and the estates and shopping centres and all that, it's kind of chopped them up. So it's still under the same kind of land, kind of thing, but with all the constructions and everything, it's been chopped up into 3 parts. But it's kind of weird that one part is like murders, the next part is like suicide, and the other part is like a mixture.
Yeah.
What is it about that? It's kind of weird. We still can't understand why it's like that. it's like, you know, even Clapham Common, I think, might have been linked to these commons as well at one time. And I was over there magnet fishing one time, and I thought, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, because I was at the boating lake. There's like 3 lakes on Clapham Common. I was at the boating lake, and I was getting a bit bored. You know, I just kept not getting much with the magnet. You know, just like bottle tops and a few coins and rusty nails and stuff like that. So I thought, I'm going to go over to the big fishing lake and try over there. You know, there's going to be people fishing there, but I'm going to do it where people ain't actually fishing. But in between the boating lake and the fishing lake, you've got another little lake which has got fishing. And I was going to walk past there, but I thought, no, I'll try it. I'll just try it. Now, if I hadn't stopped there and tried it for half an hour and continued walking across the common to where the actual main fishing lake is, I would have most probably seen someone trying to commit suicide by hanging themselves. It's only because I stopped at the second lake. I was just like throwing the magnet in, and I could hear, like, you know, ambulances and fire, you know, like police cars, sirens going crazy. I knew they were quite close, and I thought, maybe someone's been mugged or something, you know. But I carried on doing what I was doing. And because I wasn't getting nothing at the second lake, I thought, now I'm going to go to the third lake, you know, the main fishing lake. And as I was walking past there, you could see a copper standing where the small wooded area is, and they had one of those like ribbons to stop people going into the woods. So yeah, I kind of just ignored it. I just walked over and I started talking to one of the guys. I was, what's going on over there? He goes, oh, some guy tried to commit suicide over there about half an hour ago. I said, you're joking. I said, I was just back going to walk past there, but I decided not to because I wanted to do that other lake for a little while. Now, if I hadn't done that, there would have been the possibility that I might have seen that guy trying to commit suicide. So the thing is, the guy I was talking to told me, he said, another person was walking past there with his dog, and his dog ran in and started barking, and the owner had to find, you know, go and get the dog, and was wondering what the dog was barking about, you know. And as he went to get the dog, he saw this guy hanging. So he called the police, the ambulance, and lucky enough, they was actually able to revive him.
Oh, thank you for that.
So, and what he was saying is that, you know, it might have just been kind of like depression or something, you know.
Could have been, yeah.
So, like, you know, I was kind of, whoa, I know I was going to walk past there. You know, if I hadn't stopped at that second lake, I might have been seeing him hanging.
You could have bumped into him, yeah. I'm with you.
It would have been kind of like, you know, freaky scene. Like, I've always wondered what it would be like to see, you know, someone hanging or like, you know, their body. You know, I would be, you know, this is one thing that I didn't like on one particular paranormal channel. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was actually advertising one of his ghost box applications in a cemetery when someone was actually being buried. They weren't even buried; they was being walked, you know, along the cemetery, you know, in the actual cemetery itself, in a casket. And this person was trying to advertise his ghost box. Then he turns around and tries to communicate with a person who hasn't even been buried yet.
No, you're joking, are you? No. What? That's just wrong.
You know, and like a lot of people really got pissed with that. And, you know, it did kind of like ruin his reputation a little bit.
Well, it's disrespectful when you do stuff like you wouldn't even do nothing like that. You know what I mean?
I really used to like watching his channel, but when I saw that video and he was sitting there in the cemetery, you know, using his ghost box, then he sees someone like being carted out and walking down the road, you know, and the casket on these people's shoulders. Then he turns around and says, "Hey, if you want me to try to help you to cross over, I'm the man for you," you know. And he's trying to communicate with a person who's not even been buried yet. And I thought, that is fucking, you know, disgraceful.
Totally agree.
You know, I don't hate the guy. I just lost interest in watching these videos.
Well, you lost, respect and this, that, and the other. Because when I walk through crematories or anything like or a funeral car goes past, I normally wear a cap. But when things go like that, I would take off my cap and just stand still while they just, you know what I mean? It's all about respect. But I wouldn't do nothing like that. Just
see, there was one time where I walked across a part of the common, Mitcham Common, and I ended up coming towards this. Well, I didn't know until I saw this hole in the fence. I thought, well, I wonder where that leads. And I walked up to this hole in this fence, and it led into a cemetery here. Now, I didn't know at the time it was one of the main cemeteries that I had done while I was in temp accommodation in Croydon Court Hotel at Croydon. It was the back entrance, and I didn't know it's the back entrance. But I had my camcorder, I had my K2 meter, I had my ghost box, and I was just about going to do like an EVP, and I had my camera running. I thought, and I saw a load of people around this like freshly dug grave, and I said on my camera, I said, "How many guys? Like someone's been buried. You know, I'm not going to continue right now. I'm going to close this off. You know, I'm going to show respect for the person who's been buried."
That's it. I
turn it off, and I walk, you know, past them. And when I get to another part of the cemetery, I turn it back on. And that's what I've done. Because I showed respect to that person who's been buried. And, you know, it was more, you know, black African people, I think it was. And they were singing all around, you know, the headstone. You know, having a good old sing-song. I suppose like having their farewell to them. And I just moved on and done another part of the cemetery. And I'd been there for about an hour, and I thought, well, I'm going to start making my way back. I'll go back the way I came in. And as I was going back the way I came in, there were still people there at the headstone, you know, praying and everything. So I said, look, I'm not going to turn the camera off, but I'm not going to show you what's going on. You know, I'm going to walk further around it and, you know, keep the camera on, but I won't be pointing the camera to those particular people. So they are saying their farewells, and I don't want to be disrespecting that person who's been buried. You know, you might hear us singing, but, you know, I will be closing this off in a minute. And that's what I did do. I just went further around, didn't show what was being done. You know, you could hear them singing in the background, which was nice, you know, music they were singing. And I just said, right, that's it, guys, I'm closing it down. I'll upload it when I get home. And that's what I did do. But, you know, when you're in a cemetery and someone's being buried, you've got to show them that fucking respect. You know, you don't,
definitely.
You know, or you don't drive up and say, hey, you've just been buried. Do you want me to help you cross over? I'm the one who can help you to cross. Come and talk to me. No.
You got to be very silly or very, really something wrong with you to do that type of stuff. Unless you want to get knocked out.
If he wanted the help, he could have said to himself, well, you know, someone's been buried. I'm going to show that respect. I'm going to turn this off. And maybe in a few weeks' time, you know, I'll come back and, you know, try to communicate with the person and see if he needs any help to cross over. You know, give him fucking time to be buried, you know, at least, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Not, you know, the day he's been buried. That's like just, no, I lost respect. You know, I don't hate the guy, but I lost every little bit of respect on that person, and I want him watching streams.
Understandable. That is really interesting.
And it does rip people off. And the thing is, he's got such a big following, and people know what he's like. He cons people, but people still follow him, even when they've been conned off him.
Well, that's the only problem there. You do get people, and people do get drawn in and believe what people are saying. This, that. I've noticed on certain channels that you can get that where you can get drawn in, and you definitely believe this, that, and you know what they're saying because it's how they're saying it and how they. It's like a salesperson. It's how they're selling it to the people who's watching, and they go, "Oh, this is true. This is fascinating. Oh, I believe in this guy." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very hard. You know what I mean? It's a few out. That's why I keep my options open when I watch around and who's telling the truth, who ain't telling the truth. Like you say, in the paranormal, it's all unregulated. So anyone can start a stream, anyone can start a ghost thing. Anyone can charge people to come here to do this, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do find it like, you know, come on, you know, give the guy a break. For fuck's sake, he's not even been buried yet, you know.
Yeah.
No, anytime I'm gonna do like, I kind of like with the Mitcham Common one, you know, the main spirit I communicated with a lot was little Leonard. He drowned in the lake. I was told two stories. One that he was riding down a hill and, you know, he couldn't stop the bike in time and he drowned. But the true story was that he came over the common with his friends and his mum. His friends like dared him to try to swim across the lake. You know, he wasn't a good swimmer, but, you know, he took on the dare and he got sucked under. They did recover his body because like, there was a guy who had a rowing boat at the time. And, you know, this like 100 years ago now, like 90 years ago. And in time they called the ambulance, the guy had recovered the body because he had like one of those big kind of like hook sticks that they have in the boat.
Yeah.
And, you know, you were actually able to recover little Leonard, but, you know, tiny ambulance got there and tried to, like, you know, resuscitate him. He was like dead, gone. And, you know, I tend to try to research any place I go to. And I have, you know, I had a lot of good stuff with little Leonard. Even Simon James and my nephew, you know, when we've been over there, we've had crazy amount of activity. You know, EVPs, ghost boxes, K2 meters. Simon James used a laser grid experiment. The laser got, you know, interacted with and broken the laser beam and stuff like that. It's like crazy stuff we got over there. But there's a time where I think it's about just over a year ago, someone died over there. I think his name was Martin something. And the story was that he was going through a lot of stress and depression because he just lost his wife through cancer, I think it was. And, you know, he loved her so much that he couldn't bear to be without her. So he went over the common. Because he was brought up in the area. He used to camp out in the common a lot when he was younger. So I read the, you know, the stories behind him, and it told you where his body was found. And I went over there, and, you know, I took a cross and chain over there as a respect, you know, and just like cemeteries, I leave little crosses over there for, like, you know, respect and, you know, hoping I can communicate. It's a thank you kind of thing. And you know, I was doing like a little ghost box and EVP. And I think I had my dowsing rods, I'm not sure. I asked where he was, and I got kind of like pointed to a location. So, you know, I kind of like just left the cross and chain, and I went home and I kind of done some more research. And apparently, the guy had actually told his family that he was going to go and stay with his friends for a little while, But because they hadn't heard from him, they got kind of concerned, and it's only until one particular day, two homeless people was walking across the common and they saw something laying on the ground, and it's this Martin guy. He committed suicide. He took a massive overdose of alcohol. The police found out, you know, who he was and where he lived and everything like that. And, you know, I was doing a Ouija board session one night, and I asked who was communicating with me. And this Martin guy came through, and he told me he was the one who actually died on the common, and he was the one who pointed me to the location where we died. So I'm thinking, wow, that's kind of crazy. And I said, well, what did I leave there? And he said, crucifix. And I actually got that on the ghost box and everything as well. So
that would be fantastic. If I can get half of the evidence what you caught on your investigation, I'll be amazed. Just catching anything will be amazing. That's brilliant. What you, like I say, is some of the stuff I checked out in your videos and this, that, and that. It is amazing what you have caught.
I think it's more luck than chance. No, if spirits want to communicate with you and they want to give you that information, they're going to do it. If they don't want to give that information, they're not going to do it. You know, even if you provoke them, you know, I don't really provoke my spirits. I might say, oh, come on, fuck's sake, do something, will you? You know, I'm spending my time and money, you know, trying to communicate with you, and you lazy little shits ain't doing nothing. That's just being playful.
Well, I have seen that some other YouTube channels provoke them, but I think sometimes they go a bit too far. How they provoke them, you know what I mean?
It's more of a playful provoking. You know,
that's it. Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I don't expect them to do anything. I'm not making it look like a circus where they got to perform. You know.
No, yeah, totally agree. You know,
if they want to do it, they're going to do it. But it can be boring, yeah. You know, and when it gets boring and nothing's happening, you think, oh, for fuck's sake, come on. Why don't you do something, you know? For fuck's sake, just let me know you're here, you know, set up a device or give me something on EVP or say something on the ghost box. And you usually do end up with something like on a ghost box or an EVP or one of the devices might go off. So I had a little Samantha in here the other day and she was setting off the little DC box.
That's it, yeah.
And like, you know, you could hear the box, you know, it wasn't going off strongly, but you could hear it going off. And I went, all right, thank you, Samantha, because she used to love playing with electronics, you know, like these.
And I bet you 10 to 1, I bet you get a feeling before you switch any devices, I bet you got a feeling yourself when someone's around before you set up the equipment. Because that's what they're going to say.
I honestly do know that there's a lot of spiritual energy around me, but they just don't, you know, I know that they don't want to be doing too much, you know, they don't want to be performing tricks because you know.
That's it, yeah, totally agree.
It's like, you know, they know that, you know, I've got cameras and, you know, some of them don't want to be doing things to make it look like, you know, fucking TV show for people, you know. You know, I do say to look, you know, if you're doing it, it's just to show that you are here and it's giving people that option to believe that, you know, you do exist still after life, you know, when you die, you know, if you're doing something on direct request, not demand, but request, like if I say to you to light the K2 meter up and the K2 meter starts lighting up on, come up, you know, on, you know, asking them to do it, then that alone could probably be like, to some of the viewers, like ecstatic, I suppose, but we can't prove that that is a spirit person doing it, you know. We could be telepathically making it go off ourselves, well, we know. You know, we could be generating the EMF to make it go off. No,
but I bet you like me. It makes you laugh when you watch some of these YouTube channels and some of these investigators do a live stream probably twice a week, 3 times a week, and they go to different locations and automatically they always get something. Guaranteed they always get something. But you went to these places where they've been and you try it yourself. What's the chance you're going to catch what they caught?
Well, like I said, it's all down, I think, between, you know, the conditions, the time of the year, you know, what kind of energy floating around. Because I think you'll probably get more activity where you've got like a lot of energy, like, you know, ley lines, you know, railway tracks and, you know, rivers and lakes, because that's all energy in it, really. And they can use different types of energy to manifest or, you know, communicate with you through a ghost box, an EVP or whatever. You know,
I'm with you.
I've got like 8 cemeteries in a 5-mile radius to me. And like, you know, I'm not saying I am a magnet, but people said like, you know, I believe you're a magnet, you're clairvoyant, you know, you're very sensitive. And yeah, I do sometimes feel when spirits are around me. You know, some people in the past have said, look, you know, we believe that someone's sitting there on your bed and it's like a negative energy. Well, I may feel that there is something on the bed, but I'm not saying it's negative or positive. So I may not feel what they're feeling at the time, you know, and how people can feel what kind of energy is being generated by that spirit person, if there is a spirit person on the bed, how they pick up that energy.
Well, like you say, at least when you do these videos and speak up and this, that, at least you're admitting the truth. You ain't saying it is, you ain't saying it out, you know what I mean? Make up your own mind, if you know what I mean. Yeah. That's good, the way you explain it, if you know what I mean. Because most people go, Oh, it definitely is. Oh, it's definitely that. But at least you keep your mind open. You try to explain or try to counter-explain what it could be, what could be interfering. This, that, and you ain't saying it's definitely this, or it could be this, that, and other. You know what I mean? Which is pretty good. You explain yourself and you try to like think a logical explanation why it would be doing that. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, sometimes there could, I could feel spirit behind me and not acknowledge it because I know there's always spirits around me all the time, and I don't have to acknowledge them unless they want to be acknowledged by, if they like do something like, if the light flicker or, they've got some devices on and they start going off and they set them off because they want to be known that they are there. And then I say, right, thank you very much, appreciate that. If you can set them off again, in about 5 minutes, let me know you're still there. Then it's going to be, great, because at least I know you're still there. There's times where, even when I'm not doing a stream, I feel that there are different kind of present types of energies around me. I get the good ones. I get the little mischievous little buggers, that like to, make noises and sounds. And I've actually heard like disembodied voices in here, like physical people talking. But some of the stuff that I hear is never captured on camera. I can't capture a disembodied voice on a DVR because a DVR doesn't have sound. So when I say, well, last night I heard someone talking, no, it weren't the neighbours upstairs and it weren't no one outside because I looked outside. It's more if you want to believe me in what I'm saying kind of thing, I don't need to lie.
Yeah.
Why would I lie? Why would I have 1900 videos up? It's going to ruin my reputation and I'm going to start lying to think.
Well, yeah.
Isn't it?
Well,
So,
I'm assuming that the room what you're in at the moment, I'm assuming your plug sockets, you've probably got 1 or 2 plug sockets on the one side of the room.
Yeah, all my plug sockets are this side of the room. I have got plug
That's
sockets
what I'm saying.
back, but there's no plug in there at the back.
That's what I'm saying. So when you put on your bed or anything like that, it's away from the equipment, so it shouldn't.
That's all my plug sockets down there on the floor. All that, down there. And then I've got some plug sockets around the back of that computer there. It is a bit of a mess down where my table is, but no, I can't.
Yeah, but where you set up your equipment, you make sure it ain't nearby any electrical equipment. So therefore, it's a bit strange when it does go off because you know yourself. You set it anywhere and electrical is going to go off. You set it away from like on your bed, so it's away where your K2 meter shouldn't be going off, or this, that, and it shouldn't be going off because it's nothing shouldn't be interfering where you put your equipment on your bed when you got your dolls and this, that, and the other. Well,
what I do is that if I put them on the bed, there's no electronic around the bed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
there's nothing around there. There's nothing around there. There's nothing in the front. All my plug sockets are near to the table when my computer is, where my TV is. It's on the floor. It's not middle up the wall. It's not around the back. It's in front. And if I'm putting like the K2 meter over there and it starts going off, then that is something that's making them go off. Now, when I'm putting it over here on the table, on the altar, I have got plug socket down there. That's my backup computer there. I've got my speaker. But before I put all that there, I used to get a lot of stuff happening on my little water table. And what I try to do, not many people do this though, which is a bit of a shame, but if I've got a K2 meter on the table and it starts going crazy, I try to debunk what might be making it going crazy. If I've got certain plug sockets plugged in, I'll put the K2 meter up and I'll lower it down, and if it's like making the K2 meter go higher, the red, and it's like orange on there, then I could turn around and say, well, yeah, I think it's the plugs down on the floor that's setting it off. But I kind of like have them further away. Like I used to have my amplifier which is down there on the floor, I used to have that over there where the monitor is. And when I turned it on, that amplifier would set off all the K2 meters. So I've had to turn the K2 meters off to do like an EVP or something because it would interfere with the K2 meters. So when the amplifier used to be on now, and the amplifier used to be on, it would set all the K2 meters off. But when the amplifier's not on and the K2 meters were going off, I'm thinking, well, okay, so what's making the K2 meters going off? Now, I've got like a Ouija board on the table, and I've got a haunted mirror that came from Hell House from Rose. Now, I believe that that mirror is, you know, a portal, and I don't close my portals down. I leave them open. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's a bad idea. Well, no, not really, because, like, again, a mirror's a tool. If a spirit,
I've heard something like
that. If a spirit comes through, it doesn't mean it's going to be a nasty ass motherfucker, excuse my French. No, it's not going to be evil and demonic. They might just be coming through the portal and passing through. So I've got like 3 mirrors in here, in this room. I've got 2 in the living room. I've got 1 in the hallway. I've got 1 in the kitchen, and I've got the bathroom mirror. Now, when I'm in the bathroom, I say, hey guys, you know, this is like, you know, my domain. You know, you're not meant to be in here. Okay, you know, you keep out of the bathroom when I'm in the bathroom. It's out of order. You've been in the bathroom when I'm in there. And I've actually taken my EVP Nokia in there just for the fun of it. And there was one time, and I'm being honest with you, right? I put the recorder down and I was sitting on the toilet doing, you know, what we need to do. And I just put the recorder on and I left it for like a minute or two, and I stopped it. I came out, and I swear on the Bible, right, no lie, I had a female voice come through, and she went, "He's got a big one." What? There's a female saying, "He's got a big one." How do you know? You know, you're not supposed to be big enough. You know, I'm not saying it is big. I'm not saying it's small. You know, I reckon it's more medium sized. But some females will probably say, "Well, that's a big one." I'm thinking, what the fuck?
No, it's more shocking how they come out with it, if you know what I mean.
Even Rose, like, she's saying, like, you know, she got a spirit there. Henry, I think it is, who likes watching in the bathroom. What is it with spirits like going in the bathroom and watching people do what they do? Are they perverted or what? You know, these spirits. You know, why does men watch women and women watch men in bathrooms, spiritual wise?
That I couldn't answer. That I really couldn't answer.
You know, and you know, there has been a few times where I've taken the EVP recorder in the bathroom, and if I'm not going to go to the toilet, you know, I'm just like washing my hands or combing my hair or something, or brushing my teeth or whatever, you know, because I'm getting ready to go out, and I think, let's take it in there, see what happens. I do get EVPs in the bathroom, and I say, look, this is my domain. You ain't supposed to be in here. You know, you keep out of the bathroom. You got the living room as your domain. You know, your area. You know, I don't even go in that often. Apart from when I do my laundry. If it's too cold to put my laundry out, I put it on a cloak, like a hanger, and let it dry out in the living room over the next day or two. And I've always said, look, you know, this is your section. You know, I'm going to have to come in here and do things time to time, so you're going to have to excuse me. And you're going to have to lump in like it, you know. If you don't like it, tough. Go somewhere else. Go in the cupboard, in the hallway. And, like, you know, they have to obey by my rules and regulations, and sometimes they don't. They think they can like, get away with it.
You would have thought, a spirit, a decent spirit, will do the decent thing. They know the boundaries, if you know what I mean. But what you're saying, are you attracting the right spirits because they ain't respecting your boundaries? I would have thought most spirits wouldn't do that type of stuff. They know decency, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like weird, I suppose, like
it is.
People were weird when they were alive, and they're probably weird when they are dead. You know, maybe you had people like watching other people in the bathroom. No, it's, you know, if I die, if and when I die, you know, we're all going to die. Would I be a pervert and watch women in the bathroom? You never know. You know, I might miss what a woman, a real woman, looks like, and might want to be a little bit nosy. You know, be that little bit of a.
Well,
but
it all depends what you.
You know, let's just say, you know, a spirit that hangs around in the bathroom, is that a good thing or a bad thing? To some people, they think it's bad, but does it mean that, you know, when they want to cross over and they got to apologise for being in the bathroom and watching that person getting undressed and taking a dump or having a bath or a shower or whatever, you know, kind of thing, and they got to apologise for being in that bathroom when the living person's been there? You know, maybe that person maybe died in the bathroom and is stuck in that bathroom, you know, indefinite until they can get that help to move over. See what I mean? It's like, you know, someone dies in the bed. They might be, their body might only reside in the in the bedroom. Someone might slip and hit their head in the kitchen and die in the kitchen. Maybe their energy is always stuck in the kitchen. No, in the hallway, in the attic, you know. Because I do think sometimes, you know, you've got more than several spirits. I do think sometimes that, you know, some of the spirits are kind of like stuck in those particular parts of the area of the house, but some I have to like move around. It's a bit like that residual kind of stuff, you know, kind of thing. If a spirit dies of a heart attack, you know, 100 years ago, are you seeing that spirit in a recording kind of thing as a like a residual every so often? Or is it a spirit that is intelligent and comes back and shows you that you know that they died in that particular room when they want to?
Oh, yeah. Good point, huh?
Like, you know,
and Steve, do you know that big massive banner on your wall? Where do you get one of those?
Vistaprint.
Oh, that's where you get it from.
Yeah, I got that done about 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, when I had a little bit of money. I got that done, and I've got some. I know they class it as business cards, but I don't. I class it as hobby cards. And if I go out and do an investigation, you know, I give the person who owns the home a few cards in case they know someone else who may have, you know, activity in their home. And I say, look, you know, just keep them, give them to your friends, you know, because you never know when your friends might have someone who they know might have like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's why I tend to do, you know, I kind of like, I have got like, you know, hobby cards as I call them, knocking around somewhere.
Well, it is a hobby what you do though, mate. It is.
Because you know, at the job centre, they said, well, what do you do, you know, in your spare time? Well, I'm a paranormal investigator. Well, what's that entailed? Ghost hunting, you know, trying to speak to the dead. And would you believe, you know, some of the people in the job centre are kind of like fascinated. There's one woman I spoke to several months ago, black lady. She said to me, well, what do you do, you know, apart from looking for the work you're supposed to be looking? What's your hobby? And I said, well, you know, my main hobby is a bit weird. She goes, well, what is it? I said, I'm a ghost hunter, paranormal investigator. She goes, really? I said, yeah. She goes, wow. She goes, I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. And she started asking me questions like, you know, what kind of things I've seen, you know, what kind of activity. And once she started like, you know, understand where I was coming from, she goes, the only reason I've asked you these questions is because I believe that I've got activity in my home. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, what kind of activity is it? She goes, well, it's more shadows than I see than anything else. And sometimes I've seen things move. I said, well, do you think that it's negative or positive? I said, have you ever been harmed? And she goes, no. I said, has any of your family been harmed? No. So you're just saying that you're seeing like shadow movement and you're seeing things move around. Yeah. How long has it been going on for? A while now, you know, about a year. I said, well, has any of your friends' family died, you know? She goes, well, like, you know, one of her parents died, I think it was. And I said, well, I'm not saying it is, but it could be a big possibility that it might be your parent that's hanging around. And she goes, oh, I didn't think about that. I said, look, the thing is, you're not being harmed. It's not scaring you. You know, shadows are spirit people trying to move from one side of the room to another side of the room and trying not to be seen. And, you know, sometimes when they do want to be recognised that they are around, they will probably try and move something. And you'll see it at the peripheral of your eye or, you know, in full view. I said, look, I won't worry about it. You know, unless it's attacking you and causing you serious harm and, like, you know, scaring the hell out of you, then I'd get a paranormal investigating group in. But if it's not doing nothing to harm you, you know, I won't worry about it. She goes, well, how would I get rid of it? I said, well, you know, you probably need a paranormal investigating group in there to investigate and probably do a house cleansing. I said, but why get rid of it if it's not harming you? No, if you do get fearful, right, there's two things. Well, there's one thing what can work out two ways. One, you can acknowledge it's there by saying, look, I know you're there. You know, I can see you. I can see the things you're moving. You know, you're scaring me. Can you please stop? And there's a big possibility it will stop. But if it's something like, you know, dark, evil, and it's trying to like build up that fear, and you ask them to stop, then they know that you've kind of like recognized that they are there, and they might start, you know, causing more. So you've got to kind of be careful. But I said another thing you could do is, I said, I know this is going to sound weird, but, you know, people to do it. Offer them a token as goodwill. What do you mean? Well, look, you know, see, if you know it's someone in your family, you know, find out what kind of like things they liked. You know, what kind of things they collected. Say they collected like clocks. Just go out and buy a clock and say, look, you know, I know you're around, you know, you are scaring me, you know, but I'd rather you not stop, you know, scare me anymore. You know, if you don't want to leave, I do request you to not, you know, do what you're doing. And as a token of goodwill, here's a clock for you. And offer them a goodwill suggestion. And, you know, it probably stop that way.
See, the only thing what I get in my property, not all the time, it's only now and again, odd little things where, like, things go flying. And I can't explain how they go flying, like, off of, like, say if I left a book on there, next minute it falls off, or in the kitchen, I've got an empty carton on top of the microwave, then next minute it goes just flying on the floor. Stuff like that. But that I wouldn't have a clue. But it don't happen all the time. It only happens now and again. I wouldn't say if I have, and I wouldn't say bad negative, because I don't feel nothing like that. It's just strange little things now and again. Things do go flying off the thing. How's that got from there to there, if you know what I mean?
I actually think that's probably a spirit that's just trying to draw your attention. You know, because you're into the paranormal, you're interested in the paranormal, yeah? And spirits will know if you're into the paranormal. If they want to try to communicate with you, they would do whatever they can, you know, like move something, make a sound, bang, tap, rattle, you know, move something.
Well, just make sure that when you got an empty milk carton, and then you got an empty, what you call it, baby food. So the milk carton's got to go flying over the baby food and land on the floor. How does that jump in the air, then just fly over the baby milk and land on the floor? And I think to myself, firstly, do you know, it's weird to explain. Yeah. But you never capture it when it does happen with you now. But you scratch your head and think, how the hell does that go like that and then land on the floor? Because it's got to go over the. How did it go over the milk carton? Because the thing's in front of it. You
well,
think,
it's like what? It's like the time when I mentioned earlier about the golf ball was on my side in the living room when I was sitting, you know, the other side of the room doing the Ouija board. And I think I was just finishing off the Ouija board, and the golf ball came flying over. I actually got up and I tried to debunk that golf ball, finding out how it could have reached halfway across the road, because I just like put the golf ball back up where it was, and I just like tapped it with my finger, and it just like done one bounce. So I put it back up, and I've done a harder tap to it, and it bounced twice. But when it came flying over me, it was like it's if someone just like really slapped it hard, and it like made two big bounces, and it hit me in the leg. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, I tried debunking that, so it must have been something with a lot of power, with a lot of energy, you know, whether being good or bad. And maybe they're just doing it just to let me know that they're around, and like, you know, that those give me the activity that I was trying to require at the time to, like, you know, recording, documenting, I suppose. But when you've got like a milk, you know, one of those like milk cartons, it doesn't take a lot of energy for a spirit to knock something that's empty than it would when it's full.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was empty, but to knock it down, because the baby milk was in front of it, and the baby milk's full because it's got baby powder milk in it. So how did the empty carton flew over that? That I don't understand. I don't. No one was in there apart from me and my wife in the kitchen. Then we was watching TV. The next minute, it's a glimpse. We just seen it just flying over, and I was thinking, how's that gone over the baby milk? It's a full baby boxing.
How do you know they weren't going to try and knock the baby milk over, and they didn't have enough energy, so they just went for the next thing, which was more lighter?
Could have been. That's what I'm saying. I just don't. I just don't how.
Because it takes a lot of energy. I believe it takes a lot of energy for a spirit person to build up that amount of energy to even move something. Even when you get an EVP, it takes. We don't know how long it takes them to build up that energy to communicate through a ghost box or through an EVP. No, it could take them weeks to build up enough energy just to say hello.
That's what I'm saying. It don't happen all the time on the property, but like I say, now and again, weird things like that do happen. Like things fall off or go flying. Not all the time, but I don't care how many times it does do it. But I know it's a long period in between. But when it does happen, it's like, think, how's that? How's what? It don't make no sense.
Is it always the milk carton, or is it different objects?
Different objects. Like I say, you can have a book on a fish tank that's lying flat, and then.
Is it always in the same room?
Well, mainly downstairs.
So it could be a
downstairs, really.
It could be a free-roaming spirit where it's got access to all the rooms, and if it's trying to communicate with you or letting you know that it's around and you're in its domain, because some spirits can be particular about, you know, you being too close to them, and that it's probably like them warning you off, saying, "Hey, don't come here. I'm here at the moment. You know, and I want you to keep away from me." So this is like a warning. It could be something like that.
Like I say, I ain't an expert at this. I don't know this, that. I'm still learning each time, but it's fascinating when stuff does like it. Then when I listen to you, what you're saying, like you say, I take it all in. What could be happening, and what you're saying is the invasion of their space or something.
Yeah. Is Mark coming back on? He's taking a long time to go down one flight of stairs to turn his laptop on, isn't he?
Well, I think he's gone bye-bye.
No, I'll be surprised.
I think he's gone bye-bye.
Get a bit tired.
Yeah, he does get a bit tired. He's probably at work the next day, or something's happened to his laptop or something.
But I think it's just more them saying, "Look, you know, I'm here. You know, keep out of my way."
Definitely.
Or it could be like, you know, you're in their space, and they don't want you in their space at the moment. Or it could just be like, you know, they're just trying to draw your attention, saying, "Hey, you know, don't forget I am here." You know, if it hasn't harmed you.
No, nothing like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's anything negative, because I ain't been hurt or scratched or this, that, and the other.
If anything, I'd reckon it's probably more of a mischievous spirit, you know, likes playing practical jokes.
Yeah.
And
I would say definitely I would say something like that.
You know, I do have mischievous little buggers here, and it's mostly children spirits that are more mischievous because they like playing tricks. But I wouldn't say to you, like, you know, if you think as a kid, don't start making friends with it because it might not be a kid. You know, it could be a dark fucking energy that's trying to manipulate itself as a kid. You know,
like I say, I don't mess around with certain stuff, but I don't know myself, you know. So I'll just keep to the basics. And
you know, I wouldn't even like if it was happening quite a few times. That you know, there might be a possibility that I would try to acknowledge it and say, "Well, I've seen you do that. You know, come and do something else. You know, communicate with me."
It's just now and again. I wouldn't say it's active all the time. I was just saying now and again, in like a couple of weeks or.
Well, like I say, but spirits need to like
once a month or. Yeah.
They need to rebuild the energy to do it again, you know, kind of thing.
That's it. I think you're spot on the nail. I think you're definitely spot on the nail because it is when it does happen, and when it does happen after that, it takes like a few weeks or a month at least to something else happen or something like that at least. So I think you hit it spot on the nail.
Yeah,
definitely spot on the nail. Definitely.
You know, as you say, you're learning. It does take a lot of time to learn about different things, you know, towards the paranormal. I've been doing.
All I do is learn from. Well, try to learn from different groups and watch how they do things.
That's how I learn. That's how I learn. Watching YouTube channels, paranormal chat TV. That's how I learned it all. And when you're you know, when you're learning from different people, you learn their different techniques as well. You come to understand how one person will communicate with a spirit when another person will communicate with them a different way. It's just like a learning phase, you know. It's like when you use an equipment, you know, what EMF meter is going to be better to use, what audio recorder is going to be better to use, what ghost box are going to be better to use. We're all learning each time we're doing the paranormal.
Well, like I say, they say you know yourself the best equipment strategy is yourself because you know yourself. If anything, this, that, and the other. That's what they mainly say. You know yourself out using equipment. What this, that, and the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you grab their equipment. Okay then, Steve. I think it's getting 2 o'clock. I don't want to keep you up all night because you're probably a busy man and you need to do your stuff. I do much appreciate you you coming on tonight and taking your time out. I know you could be doing something else, but I do appreciate you coming on there. So
thanks for the invite. I would have come earlier. You know, like I know you sent me invites before, but you know, because of the stress and anxiety and you know, busting my hand, you know.
Yeah, which is understandable.
I ain't even done much paranormal, to be honest with you, because I just decided to keep away from the YouTube for a while. So, but I know Rose said that if you can invite her, you know, next week, it'd be just like, you know, you ain't got it, but it'd be cool if me and Rose was both on at the same time, because we got some pretty, you know, interesting stories we could tell you about those murder mysteries, if you're interested in those.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I'll have a word with Mark when he's on. So then when next time you and Rose is available, I'll have a word with Mark and he will, hopefully he should be available and we can sort something out. That'd be okay, mate. That will be us four doing a little.
You know, so we have got, we are going to be doing more, but you know, it depends on when Rose is available to do them herself. Because like we have planned to do these murder mysteries a few times, but things have occurred and we've had to like postpone them. But we have got like 15 people that we want to start doing again. Now I don't know if we're going to be doing them this year or next year, but we hope to start doing them again soon anyway, because like they're like, you know, so many notorious serial killers out there which we would like to try to communicate, or you know, if we can't communicate with them, you know, the victims, the you know, the serial killers. So it doesn't mean that we're going to talk to like what's his name? Oh God. Let's just make a name up, you know. I can't think of a notorious killer at the moment, but let's say Tom Bloggs killed about 20 people and he was like executed in prison, given the gas chamber or something, it don't mean that we're going to contact Tom Bloggs. We might somehow contact one of his victims, and the victims will tell us what happened to them, and they will tell us if they were actually, you know, if their body was even recovered or not, you know. So we have actually communicated with several victims where they said that they were murdered, kidnapped, and their bodies were never found. But when that happens, we can't say, well, like, you know, either the spirits have been honest or dishonest, you know, and we can't say, well, look, you know, we're sorry that your body was never found. You know, we can't ring up the authorities and say, well, like, Tom Bloggs killed you and, you know, your body's laying there, because, like, you know, ringing up the authorities is going to make us, like, sound like kooks, you know, idiots, like nutters or something, you know, unless there's, like, a missing case file open. You know, because like there are TV programs out there, you know, psychic detectives and stuff like that, where they do.
I have seen that. Yes, I have seen that.
Mysteries, but I'm not a person who would like to talk to a victim and turn around and say, "Well, I'm going to ring up, you know, authorities," and they're going to say, "Well, you know, this guy's a kook," and if they don't think I'm a kook, you know, whatever the kind of like information I can pass them on, it doesn't mean it's going to be truthful, you know, or whatever. They might use it. They might open the case up again. If there's some kind of like familiarities in it, then they might use the, you know, information that I've given them. They might not, you know, they might just keep it as a close file or whatever. I don't know, but we have had, you know, so we've had some really interesting like communication with like some of the I can't even pronounce it, you know, the serial killers, you know, victims, Alicia Lamb, you know, Sandra Bland, Black Dahlia. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have like a topic about that actually, with me and Rose. That'd be cool.
Definitely, like I say, anytime you want to do that, you, Rose, me, Mark, and we can sort it out when all of us got time to do it, to come on all together. It'd be brilliant. Like I say, you got me on Facebook. Anytime you need to chat about anything, night or day, just send a message or anything like that. You know, on here.
Laugh out loud. Rose is on the side chat at the moment, so have a chat with Rose. And no, I can't get hold of Rose after time, so she hasn't sent me a new phone number. No,
I know she's
on Hangouts that much. So
I know she did live streams on her channel some days, and I know she's busy doing her stuff in the daytime. Then probably a bit too tired sometimes to come out at night because how much she does in the daytime.
I was going to say, talking about the devil, she's sure to appear. Not that she is a devil, she's a lovely lady. You know, I love her. She is like a sister to me, but yeah, it'd be cool if she, you know, says, yeah, we do a stream with you one night, you know, both together, talk about the murder mysteries, you know, give you some of the stories and the activity that we got from them. It'd be cool. But yeah, thanks for letting me on anyway. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to go. So I'm hoping to get her box today. Like, she sent me a box of goodies, and I'm hoping it will arrive today. She sent me a doll, which she said has like growled at her. She's sending me some haunted toilet rolls or possible haunted toilet rolls. That'd be fun to do.
That's it. She did ask. yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to do. You know, get the old KT meter out in DC box and see if we get anything from a possible haunted toilet roll. Maybe Grumpy's energy might have attached himself to it, or partly, or some other negative spirit might be attached to it. If anything, might not get nothing. You know, it's just going to be.
You never know. You never know.
Might get an EVP, might get a K2 hit, might not get nothing. It's going to be fun trying it anyway.
And this is what it's all about, experimenting.
Yeah, and if there's nothing attached to it, I can use it when I need to use it. I can't think I won't have to go to the shops and buy something, will I?
Exactly.
I probably will keep one. You know, I don't know how many she sent me. I think she sent me 2 or 3. But she sent me 2. I will keep one, you know, for quite a while, just because, like, you know, even if there is something attached to it, it doesn't mean it's going to like show itself, you know, the first day, 2 days, or week, or whatever. You know, they might not do anything for several months. So it's going to be fun trying it, I suppose. See what that growl is from that doll. She said she's got sent. That she sent.
Oh, definitely.
got one of those motion sensor bots that she sent me. So
yeah,
I'll be doing that probably. If it comes today, I might do one tonight or tomorrow. See how it goes. I'll probably do an unboxing anyway.
I reckon it would be tomorrow afternoon or like midday time, if you know what I mean. Depends what time your post works at around your area. So probably tomorrow.
It's coming from Herm's delivery. I've been keeping an eye on it, and you know it's at the national hub or something. So it might turn up today, if not tomorrow, the latest.
Oh, that'd be brilliant for you. That'd be all right. Like I say, it's much appreciate you coming on tonight. I'm going to leave you to it. Like I say, gone past 2 o'clock. So,
yeah.
like I say, thank you for coming on and taking your time out. Much appreciated. And hope the listeners enjoyed you talking about how you got into the paranormal, this, that, and that. Much appreciated. And it's goodbye from me, Steve. And hopefully I'll chat to you tomorrow sometime on Facebook or YouTube.
Well, thanks for the invite. Appreciate that. You know, maybe again soon, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you're always welcome to my stream as well. If you ever want to come on, just let me know. And if I'm doing a hangout, I'll send you an invite.
Much appreciated. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and Mark, if he's around.
Yeah, definitely. I will tell him. Okay.
All right,
good night, mate.
Good night,
Take
everyone.
it easy.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.